And welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And hello, how are we doing? It is another Thursday, episode 84, I think it is. There's a lot of episodes, but we are literally on the final stretch now to 100 episodes. And when we actually hit that 100 episodes, I'm going to be able to meet this man in person. And no, it's not who you're thinking. It's the super producer, Rich M. Hooray! What happened to Brandon? What's going on? Is this...
So, because of obviously all the Americans probably already know this, but Walgreens have actually shipped all of the Walgreens figures out. So, like, all the pre-orders up to Zemo have been available. So Brandon is in the corner crying somewhere. He's very upset. He's not at all happy.
Yeah, he's not happy. He wanted those Americans to never get their Walgreens figures. Damn you, Brandon! He's like a nemesis. But it's good to see you, Rich. Good to. How's your week been? I got any new toys or anything this week? It's been a slow week, isn't it?
It's been slow. What have I got? You know what? I've been buying like 90s logos of like 3D printed. So I got like X-Force. Got Excalibur,
nice.
Basically all the X-Men ones.
You know, I like a bit of Excalibur.
X-Factor. And I got Age of Apocalypse as well. Brandon's favourite, that's for Brandon.
Your displays are all little cubes, ain't they? So like you can have them.
Yeah, all my little X-Men cubes. So I can like put them to like each one.
Nice one. Now, Mark Tat's kicking us off nice and early. He says, drop and give me 20 army building live stream. Yes. And the army building king, his crown. He's took his crown back and he is wearing it with pride, right? Let me show you what happened this week, right? So Mark, obviously co-host on Joe's and Juice. He was literally showed pictures of like tons of G.I. Joe figures, and look what he sent me. Literally, the army building king, has sent me an army. Shout out Mark Tat. Like, oh my god, like that is why Mark is called the army building king. That is impressive. So thank you very much to Mark. I'm definitely going to return the favour with some Transformers and try and send him down another rabbit hole of figures. But yeah, he's called the Army Building King for that reason. But yeah, thank you very much, Mark, for kicking us off. And let me do some housekeeping so we can get into it. Because today's stream, the main topic is, of course, Marvel Legends Army Builders. Now, as I said, we've done 84 streams. We've been doing this for nearly 2 years. So there's a lot of new legends that have been out since then, so there's no harm in revisiting some of these previous topics and sort of going recapping, seeing what army builds did we get since then, etc. So we've got a whole new fresh list with some nice graphics made by the super producer himself. So of course today we'll be getting into that, and there is a little bit of Marvel Legends news as well. There is a new 2-pack, and then the 20th of the month is this Sunday, so there'll be lots more news there, and maybe we can have a little bit of speculation about that as well. But first, let me just do the housekeeping real quick. Because Mark Tat letting me know that Friday's working, but you know the score. The network is a live thing. Today is the live show every Thursday, every other Sundays. Legends and Liquor. Make sure you hit that channel membership button, become a part of the team. Turtles and Tea. A lot of turtle news. Me and Tanner are going to have to jump on that very soon, especially with this NECA Hall of Fun happening, so expect a Turtles and Tea very soon. And then Joe's and Juice, of course, with Mark Tat and Tom Mini Plastic Multiverse. We'll definitely try and get a couple of those out before the end of the month, which is fast approaching, to be honest. But as always, if you want to support the channel and get involved in today's conversation, let us know your thoughts and opinions about all these Marvel Legends, then Friday, get involved. Let's see if Friday works. Anything over £4 or $4 helps contribute to the show, to the stream, but it also interrupts the conversation and gets your opinions heard. So be a part of the stream forever to live on YouTube history. But of course, you can hit that join button as well, become a channel member, show some love, join the members club. You know the score. You get some fancy emojis, all of that good stuff. But we want to get into some new Marvel Legends news because it's been, as I said, it's been a quiet couple of weeks. The quiet before the storm, shall we say, because we do think spring is going to be pretty busy when it comes to Marvel Legends pre-orders. So Dan Yoon on Twitter was sort of teasing there's going to be some pre-orders this week, and he wasn't wrong, because the very first 2-pack from this Spider-Man centric theme that we think's happening, again, no confirmation, but this is a big clue. It is, of course, the Silk and Dr. Octopus 2-pack, and I didn't want to sort of tease anything before the show, but I have got an exclusive look. I'm not even joking. Mint on card. I have I have Doc Ock and Silk. All I need to do is sellotape these two boxes together, and the 2-pack, I have actually already got it mint on card. Yeah, because I'm one of these guys who buys extras of characters I like. And yes, I already have these 2 characters. So my first thoughts when I seen this was like, yay, new Legends. Yeah, I still don't know how I feel. Rich, how do you feel? What's this 2-pack say to you?
Oh, I don't know. I'm a bit torn on it because, like you, I've got both of them as well. So I've got the Last Arch Octopus. I've got 2 Silks as well. I've got the one before it in like the grey version.
She's there on my shelf, right there, and she's also in a box. And there's Doc Ock as well. Look, I've already got these figures twice over.
So this is an updated head sculpt on Silk. It's got like that pinless Shriek body as well. So I mean that's good, but it's the exact same costume as that one. So it's like, is it enough? Do I need to upgrade to that? Probably the answer is yes, but I'm still a bit like hesitant. And like Dr. Octopus well, first of all, it looked like he had like pinless arms and legs, but it's not, is it? It's just that digital renders. They put in the pegs like really, really small. If they look like that, no one would mind, would they?
They literally draw in the pegs on here. So yeah, let's go through these differences real quick. So of course, Marvel Legends, again, like lots of people, these are popular characters. The Spider-Verse, especially at the minute, is super popular. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that never managed to get Doc Ock or even Silk, because they are both desirable characters within the Spider-Verse. So I'm always happy for people to get another opportunity at these figures. But for someone like me, who's a veteran, I would like to see more of a change to justify the purchase. Like when we heard we were getting another Silk, I'm sure you were with me, Rich, we would much prefer to have get like the first appearance Silk with the webbing body, etc. So let's just go through the differences of what this 2-pack is compared to these figures. So as you said, the Silk is on an updated body. She is on the Shriek body, so she's double jointed elbows and knees, no pins, which is the best female Marvel Legends body they currently have. So that's a win. But like Rich said, it's that same costume that he's already holding there in his hand. This box here. This was the fan channel win, and I'm sure if we knew another Silk was coming, we probably wouldn't have voted her in the fan channel. But again, that's part of the game, isn't it? But yeah, so at least Silk is updated in that way. And then I did get some screenshots just to justify this. So this is Dan Yoon on Twitter confirming that Silk is on the Shriek body, because sometimes you see a digital render, like it happened with Union Jack. We seen him on the Sunfire body, and then when we actually got the figure, it was Bucky Cap. So they do sometimes change the render to the figure. So I just wanted clarification, and to be fair to Dan, he did. He said Silk is on the new Shriek body. Doc Ock has a new head, but doesn't have the bendy wires. A lot of people seemed very frustrated there was no bendy wires. Did you really think they were going to give us bendy wires? Like, you should know better than that. Do you know, like no, this ain't a dig at Hasbro, but we know that's not their game. Like, so I'm not surprised to see Doc Ock this way. Don't get me wrong, I want bendy wires. My one has got USB cords from a lamp or something in the back of it. Look at mine. I did get my wire out. So there he is. He's literally got bendy wire, like tentacles at the minute. Of course, I want bendy wire tentacles on an official Marvel Legend, but unfortunately, that's not the way it works. There's Silk as well, just hiding behind women's tentacles. So yeah, again, yes, bendy wire tentacles would have been amazing, but we know the Hasbro game. So again, I would have been very shocked if they had them. Pleasantly surprised, but shocked.
My biggest disappointment from this 2-pack is that when JC, when the Foosh forums, when Rectangular leaked this figure, they said it was going to be Silk and Spider-Woman. So where's Jessica Drew? Where's Jessica Drew gone? Yeah,
we definitely need an updated, like, classic original first appearance look for Jessica Drew. She's got the webbing that, like, I think she came in the Thanos, the very first Thanos figure.
Yeah, it's a really nice figure as well.
Yeah, she's literally standing there prominent on the display, but she's on a very outdated body. I think she's on the Moonstone body as well, if I remember correctly. But yes, again, the leak lists, again, proves that all these lists you see online, nothing's really confirmed until we actually get the pre-orders and we get the official images. But of course, Dan went on to say that the pre-orders went up today, so it went up today. This tweet was from yesterday, and it is currently right now on Amazon, right? But only on Amazon UK, US, sorry. And you'll notice, Rich, it's already sold out. See, I'm teasing a little bit saying it's reissues, but there's clearly a lot of people out there that still want these characters because it's already unavailable on Amazon. Now, again, I'm sure there will be more
Is that
stock.
Amazon UK or is that
No,
US?
this is US. So
Right.
I managed to get another tweet from Dan. People were asking about when it will be on Amazon UK, and obviously we're UK repping, so we have to tell the people. Currently not on Amazon UK. Not on Amazon UK right now. There's no link. As soon as there is a link, I'll be tweeting it. I'll share it on my Instagram. But if you're in the UK, be like me and just be cautious and just get a US order in. You see, there you go. I managed to get my order in nice and sneakily, but as soon as the one comes into the UK, I'll probably give up this. But I like to have a backup. So Doc Ock,
Walkie-talkies on the top there, Dan. Look, that would stop. Look, we could do everything there. Walkie-talkies between us all.
yeah, there you go, yeah. But Doc Ock has a new head, and also Paul Hardin. I think other good friend, Cool Tools UK, aka Phil Jones, the legend that is.
Money in the bank.
I'll stop right there and let Dominique's super chat read first.
Dominique Smith
you.
donated $5. I personally almost shelled out $70 for silk on eBay, so I'm happy, but I see why people are upset. Maybe they're saving bendy wire for NWH or Tazok.
Thank you very much, Dominique. Yeah, so that's a perfect example as well, by the way. So he says, I personally almost shelled out $70 for silk on eBay, so I'm happy, but I see why people are upset. Maybe they're saving bendy wire for No Way Home or the Amazing Spider-Man arc. So, yeah, again, don't get me wrong, I want bendy wires, people, but we had to get a HasLab to get bendy wire tentacles with the Sentinel. Do you know, like, so I wouldn't hold your breath. But just continuing with this 2-pack and the differences, Cool Tools UK, aka Phil Jones, shout out Phil. He asked Paul Hardin. Now, Paul Hardin is the same guy who sculpted everyone's favourite Hawk head, by the way. By the way, this head's actually pretty good. I don't believe everything you see on the internet. But he asked, is there going to be more than one head? And Paul Hardin said, yes. Yes, there will be. And you will notice as well from the actual images of Silk, it doesn't seem like there's with this one, there's a separate bandana like that dangles around her neck, and then there's one sculpted on the face. So I'm assuming that'll be the same situation here, where you've got one on the face and then an unmasked head. So, and he did clarify it was an unmasked head as well. So expect more of the same.
It does look like a nice face sculpt, though. I mean, like the first Silk had a nice face as well, but this one looks more like comic accurate at the minute. So she's got like a shorter hair. She's been to the salon with Nebula, got a new bob done.
Yeah. So Nebula was sat next to her, getting some blonde in her hair. Well, getting some hair, actually, to be fair. So did she have short hair in her first appearance, or was her first appearance long? It was long, wasn't it?
Long, because she's been like locked in that bunker. For, like, years
the comic cover where she's swinging with that web design. She's got long hair, but like you said, this is a more modern Silk. But again, at least there's me clamoring for some sort of positive, but at least there's something different here. So brand new updated body, which is nothing but a good thing, and there's a new head. And I have no doubts that if you preferred the long hair,
web accessories new as well, isn't it?
Yep, you're not wrong. I don't think I've seen that before. So there is some newness there with Silk. Yes, it's the same character and the same character design we have technically had before, aka this one. But it is an updated body, which, again, is the best female Marvel Legends body there currently is. I'm sure if you prefer these heads, you'll be able to pop these heads onto that figure. It just gives us options. I always say when I do reviews or talk Marvel Legends, for a display, I always appreciate options. And for me, I just see this as an opportunity for new people who didn't have Silk, or like Dominique, who didn't want to shell out on the aftermarket. Gives them an opportunity, but then also a little bit of a difference for us. I do wish Doc Ock was more different, to be honest, because it seems like Doc will come with 2 heads. At least one of these heads we haven't already got. I showed a side-by-side on my Instagram, but as you can see, Doc Ock is the sort of grimacing, teeth-out face there. His glasses are also green as well. Not that makes much of a difference, but at least there's a difference. And the colour seemed a little bit more vibrant on screen, but I don't know if that's just on screen. Maybe it will be the same. I don't know. But Doc Ock did have different colours outfits in the comics, so they could have done this like a blue. Maybe. Yeah. That would have, again, just a different colour would have made it a little bit different.
Chucked a lab coat on him.
A lab coat, yeah.
Give him pinless arms and legs, something. Yeah, it's not much of an upgrade with that one.
But Dan, again, confirmed on Twitter that there would be interchangeable heads and hands. So I don't think, and apart from the webs that we've seen on Silk, I wouldn't expect any extravagant accessories for Doc Ock. Maybe that flask we got teased for comes with Doc Ock. Who knows? Probably not, because they would have showed it here, but you never know. But Dan also confirmed that we wouldn't see actual product pictures until later in the spring, and we are virtually nearly at spring. So as I said, expect a lot of Legends springtime. But
Did Amazon have a expected shipping date for it, or?
That's not bad considering a lot of the pre-orders we've had recently are going into 2023, so you can't be too mad about that. But yeah, shout out Toy Ark as always. But there you go. There's some. By the way, the other images they revealed were just the same image cut up and without a black background. They didn't really give us any alternative look for the pre-order. It's just the same image chopped up. But as you can see, it says Spider-Man, the 60th. Amazing year, 60 amazing years, obviously. And what are they calling it? Spider-Man Beyond or Spidey Beyond or something like that?
Yeah, so they revealed this in the they had a Marvel Unlimited panel all about Spider-Man's 60th anniversary. So I think it was the writer of the current Silk comic book was the one who revealed this 2-pack. But you've got to be a subscriber to Marvel Unlimited to take part in that chat. But obviously straight after it, they were tweeting it out everywhere.
Nice, yeah. So yeah. So I will probably end up getting this because. Again, look at me. Who am I to say I'm not going to get it? Look at me. But have you already got Doc Ock?
Yeah, I've got a Doc Ock, but he's just he's not even displayed. He's just over there with all the rest of his Spider-Man figures. Yeah. Well, so I probably order it, but it's Amazon, and you can always cancel the day before, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah,
as long as you get it before it ships, you're good. But and to be fair, some Amazon stuff go really quick. Some of Amazon stuff stays forever. An example, a recent example, is I remember the Thanos, the Dark Order 5-pack.
Yeah, the Children of Thanos.
Yes, that's gone. Now you'll be paying double the price on the aftermarket to get that. But then the Wolverine 5-pack, for example, with who else is in that? Mastermind and
Callisto, Cyber.
That is still on Amazon, and right now it's 20% off its original price as well. I think you can get that for about £81 on Amazon UK right now. So that's an example of some Amazon stuff go really quick, some of Amazon stuff lingers. So we shall see. But yeah, there you go. Get your pre-orders in. Again, it is off Amazon US right now, but again, I'm sure it'll be back in stock at some point. It's just they just probably put smaller numbers in at first for the I don't know, I have no idea. I was showing the image and no one could see it then. There you go. I was pointing like a weatherman and no one could see it. There you go, look.
And Mike Hex has pointed out in the chat as well, if you were part of Marvel Unlimited, you get that free Kitty Pryde figure as well that everyone wants, don't they? Yeah.
If anyone's got an extra, Rich is clamoring.
Oh yeah, send me 10. I want to army build that. That's my army builder, is Kitty Pryde. Gonna clear out his shelf and put her on there.
My favourite army builder is definitely this guy. It was this guy that probably this time last year that inspired. Is it about a year since I found Hank? Since I found him?
It was before lockdown, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe. You're probably right. Yeah, it is probably early days is my point. Early days of the stream is when we first did Army Builders. So we are definitely due another Army Builder stream. And we've got, Rich has done a nice list of, obviously a lot of comic and then a little bit of MCU to finish off the list as well. Because you know me, I love my MCU stuff. And there is plenty of Army Builders we are yet to get. We've got a couple, but some big ones I think we haven't got. Bring toys to work. There's Michael.
Bring Toys to Work donated $25.
He's a good man.
Thank you for doing this army building live stream. Looking forward to the discussion with you and Rich.
Thank you very much, Bring Toys to Work. But Rich, unfortunately, will be tagging out for Brandon once he finished drying his hair. I think that's just the real issue. It's just
I'm just the warm up act. Bring Toys to Work. I'm not here for the main show. Just like the supporting act.
Well, to be fair, you are more than welcome to stay. But you said yourself, you're not the big.
I'm not a fan of army builders. Yeah, no, it's not my favorite topic. So it would just be you going, no, I won't buy this. No, I won't buy this. I'll buy one. I'll buy one.
Yeah, and that just spoils the whole army building concept. We should have got Mark Tattock on, to be honest. Mark would have been like, yeah, I'll have 20 of them. I don't know what that character is, but give me 17. But yeah, thank you very much, Michael. Bring Toys to Work. Much appreciated. He's got an X-Men display coming up as well. So I think that's very much on theme as well. So thank you very much, Michael. But thank you to people who are in the chat as well. I don't want to feel like I've neglected you. Let me see if I can get the chat up real quick and see what you guys think. So I might put a little poll up for a second as we wait for Brandon to stroll in. Let me put the chat up on screen. Rich, you can just be Brandon for a second.
So we got Richard Moore is here. He agrees with someone, but he can't for the first part. Rectangular is saying, hurry up, you wankers. Look, which in America means lovely people. That's what it translates as.
We're not late, though, either. It's time zones are all wrong, remember? So they've probably jumped on early thinking we're late. We're not.
Yeah, that was 7:04. That was an hour earlier, that was.
Yeah, exactly. He was time zones. That wasn't us.
Prophet needs a little tune up because he had a bit of a car accident earlier, so fingers crossed everything's good with you, Prophet.
Sorry, Prophet. That's a pain in the ass when shit like that. Hopefully you're all right first and foremost.
Yeah, he said he's okay. And he's
good,
just
good.
looking forward to not thinking about it for 3 hours. Stryden is here as well. Mark Tak is here. Phil Jones is in the house. Not just tweeting people, finding out all the news.
Well, he's good at that, isn't he? He's good at that. We need that UK Amazon link, all right, Phil, when it comes out. He's good at that as well.
He'd be straight on it. He'd be the first one. Joe Bates is saying what did everyone think of the Miss Marvel trailer. I thought that was quite good. I liked the music and everything and the shots. They look really nice.
Well, I'm a big Weekend fan, so I liked it. But do you know what? I was afraid we'd get a kiddish vibe for it, and it was more of a John Hughes type of 80s sort of teenager, sort of trying to find themselves.
Yeah, it wasn't like Riverdale type thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited for it. I'm excited for Moon Knight this month, and then we know that's in June now as well. So another great year for Disney Plus, I think. And now you can watch Daredevil and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and all of that. So are they canon? Are they MCU? Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
I'm guessing though from the Miss Marvel trailer, Inhumans probably not canon.
Yes. Mark Tak says only 17. That's semi-pro. That's not wrong. Mark Tak sent me a picture of 30 infantry, I think, on his G.I. Joe shelf. So, yeah, you can do the math yourself. It's not over. It's rich man's game. But Mark Tak's definitely got the crown back for a reason. I'm going to put up a poll actually and just ask people: are they buying that Silk 2-pack? Are you buying?
So should I carry on to the
chat?
Yeah, carry on. Force Grumps here saying, "Pow, welcome back to the channel." We've got Jay's Toys Collection. Hope you're feeling better, Jay. Tony Collector is here as well. Thanks for sharing like every week as well, Tony, because he's always like tagging us in this.
Always appreciate it.
Prophet again. Tak again. So, see, Brandon knows people and he knows not to about again. Cheeky Monkey Kiara is here. Nathan is here. Hey,
hello, Nathan.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to you as well. You should be like drunk by now drinking Guinness. Hello to Mark Rose, Jason Lopez, the Retweet Queen, Retweet King, even the Queen. The King is here as well.
Yes, Queen.
Ian Manuel says hello, everyone. Then we've got Kahubri J saying hello. Mini Plastic Multiverse is here saying hello to everyone. Mike Hex is here, apart from giving me Jibber Kitty Pride. He's always saying top of the morning to everyone.
The former Mike D. Don't call him Mike D anymore.
The former Mike D. Dominic Smith says hello to everyone. Laser Pants is here saying pow, 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 pow. Wow. Greg Fenstead is here as well saying po, 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 pow. And then Screw Toys is here saying pow. It was a pow threesome there going on.
Thank you very much. Andy Davis has shown some love for the channel membership as well. Thank you very much, Andy Davis. My Turtles Whisperer from across the pond. That man helped me get a few Turtle Grails of mine, so I appreciate that. I always appreciate you, Andy, if you're watching on the replay. If you're watching on the replay, let me know in the comments below, because time zones are crazy at the minute. We're talking army builders. We will get into army builders, of course. Just bear with us. And let me know if you're in the replay crew in the comments. But I appreciate everyone who's here live. Shall we mention Hasbro Pulse UK, Rich? Because
we should do
some
definitely
dodgy stuff. Okay, so first of all, by the way, we just mentioned the Miss Marvel trailer. Recently, we have been talking about this image of the Ultron Build-A-Figure wave with the 2 Hawkeyes in there. What's your money that on is that Kamala Khan is in this wave now, Rich? Do you think? I think it's a sort of guarantee.
I think she's question marked bottom row, top on the right.
That's a good guess.
That's what I think. That's what I think might be. And then top right for Moon Knight. That's where I'm going.
That's a pretty good guessing game, isn't it? Marvel Legends guessing game. Behind this question mark. Moon Knight's got to be one of them. And now we've seen the trailer for Kamala Khan. I do think it's fair game that she's probably in this wave, because that is another show that got delayed and pushed and moved around. So
they didn't show like a full-on final costume shot though, did they? It was all like bits and from behind.
Cosplay.
Like that,
she's wearing cosplay in it quite a lot, isn't she?
She's got the Captain Marvel suit on, yeah. Then it looks like but it's like Spider-Man, isn't it? Like the first Spider-Man movie, he goes through like a load of costumes before he comes to his like final one. So I think it's like Miss Marvel in the comic books. It's kind of got a lot of symmetry with Peter Parker's story. I think that's why she's one of these like newer characters who has like hit home and like it's a really good book. I would definitely recommend picking up the first Miss Marvel series. I really enjoyed it. It's got a lot of like that teen archetypes, like that teen stories, like Spider-Man, that kind of thing in it, and it's got really nice art in it as well. So pick it up.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I was reading a lot at the time of All New, All Different, and she joined the Avengers. But before that, obviously, her comic came out, and she wrote fan fiction, didn't she, of the other Avengers and stuff like that?
Yeah, so she was like a bit like she was in the Marvel universe. She was a fan of all the heroes, and then like it was when Marvel tried to make the Inhumans happen, and the Terrigen mists like came to Earth, and it gave her their powers. But because like her idol was like Carol Danvers, she like took on like Miss Marvel, like she changed into Carol for a bit. She's got like these morphing powers in the comic books, which again they've changed for the TV show.
You think it's the
like
quantum bands?
Quantum bands. That's what it looks like. So like what Quasar's got in the comic books and what other Captain Marvels in the past have had. So it does fit with it. I know some people are like, oh, this is so annoying, but I'm quite glad, because I'm glad that in Inhumans TV series we've never got to mention again. We haven't got to even talk about it.
They've spoke about, and I think it's been leaked or talked about, whether it's true or not I don't know, but that Inhuman show is going to be a TV show on this series to sort of redcon it type thing. To sort of but I don't mind them switching up the origin. Again, I trust in our Lord and Saviour Kevin Feige that he'd do the right thing. But I think I had one of her comics where the whole comic was her fan fiction, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they did do one. It was like all drawn as if like she was drawing it as well. Yeah,
I think they may do a little bit, especially after the trailer where you got the speech bubbles coming off and stuff like that. I think they may do a bit like that. I reckon Carol Danvers may make a cameo or something as well right at the end or something, because it's got to set up the Marvels, right? Or maybe Monica Rambeau will show up or something like that.
Well, there's like that one shot as well in the trailer where there's like all those 4 people in the mist and you can't really see who they are. So I'm like, is that going to be someone, or is it just the villains of the piece? I'm sure we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah. Again, June, which will come around real quick. As I said, we're literally less than 2 weeks away from Moon Knight. So let's hope that these question marks start to get revealed. But anyway, back to what we wanted to talk about. Well, what I thought was worth a mention. Hasbro Pulse UK. Things have started to disappear. Like, you literally cannot buy anything that is in stock. Things are only up if they're pre-orders or sold out. So last week we got very lucky, and in the UK we managed to get our grips, our mitts on Mr. Sinister. And Rich, you this sort of convinced you to go all in. You were saying on Legends and Liquor, right? That this has made you sort of go, yeah, you're going to get all the VHS.
Because I was getting all the X-Men anyway, and then I was like, with the villains, I was like, do I need to buy the villains again? The Sinister look that good, blah blah blah. But then I bought him, and he's in hand, like he's been on my desk all week. He's just, I really like him. I like the colours of him. Yeah. I know it's the same sculpt apart from the chest, but the neck and the chest bit were there. But otherwise, yeah, it looks really good. I really like it. I think it looks really good, and it reminds me of the old Toy Biz figure more than anything. It's like the same colours as that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm happy with this. Good purchase for me.
Yeah, good. And as I said, like the box again is all the fan. This is the gimmick, of course, and then go and check out my review. But the whole point is you don't need to buy multiple of these. You can just buy one and display the box and the figure if you want to, or switch them to the side. Because we do think we're going to see more this week on the 20th of this month. I think the Dan posted it out on Twitter, and then the writers of the animated series, or the producers, was it, who said, "Oh, we look forward to it."
Well, I'm guessing there's going to be. We don't know 100% that what it's going to be this weekend. It could be Toad. It could be anything. But there's definitely a reveal. Should be this Sunday, or if not a reveal, an in-hand look or something. Imagine the in-hand look is someone's got Mr. Sinister Dan, and you've already reviewed it.
We spoke about that because I was going to go on to that this week. Literally on Hasbro Pulse UK, Wolverine in this VHS box was due on the 17th, which is today, St. Patrick's Day. But because there's some issues, and these issues are like legit, like if I actually got an email from Pulse, which I thought I'd share with the people, because I've seen some people on Facebook groups panicking that like Lightning Collection was stopping because all the Lightning Collection figures had disappeared. But it weren't just Lightning Collection, it was Star Wars, it was Marvel, it was everything. And they've literally reached out to say, we just want to reach out to let you know that due to an intermediate payment failure on certain items, we have temporarily removed all in-stock items from the site. Please note that this does not affect any existing pre-orders or the ability to purchase any future pre-orders. We appreciate your patience, etc., etc. So you cannot currently buy anything from Hasbro Pulse UK. Nothing in stock. You can still pre-order, but they've got rid of Wolverine. So that makes me think, if he was still a pre-order, or the pre-order date had been pushed back, would he not still be there?
Yeah, it must mean that he was doing stock today. So obviously nothing is shipped out today. So obviously whatever the pricing issue is at the minute, they can't send him out because they can't charge us for him. So hopefully they'll get that sorted by tomorrow, maybe, and then we'll get it for the weekend.
Literally, you go to X-Men. I think there's literally a panel on the front. There you go, right. So the panel on the front of Hasbro Pulse, right, is pre-order all 4 of these. You click it, right, and only the 2 girls, the 2 ladies show up. Where's Wolverine?
The 2 best ones, yeah. Who needs the other ones anyway?
Where's Wolverine and where's Mr. Sinister? So that makes me think Wolverine's in stock. So if you've pre-ordered him through Pulse, which you probably have because it's the only place you can get him, that's fingers crossed he comes here soon, and you can guarantee I'll do a review. Sorry if anyone's got the first-in-hand look. Tough. Blame Hasbro. Right? I need these first-hand looks too. I'm edging to 15k subscribers. I need it for my OCD. I like those round numbers. Yeah, so if you're worrying about Hasbro Pulse, it's a legit mistake or issue or whatever. Not mistake, an actual payment issue. But we will be getting it sorted very soon. Well, I won't be getting it sorted. I don't work for Hasbro. I'm just giving you the news. Sorry, I've got to go and fix this payment issue. No, I'm still here. But yeah, there you go. Back to the chat real quick. It says, are you buying the Marvel Legends 2-pack with Silk and Doc Ock? And 59% people so far say yes. So, as expected, it's the Spider-Verse thing. So, there's a lot of collectors as well that get... that create rules and think, well, I'm only collecting X-Men. Or I'm only collecting MCU. And then... they get the book and they start collecting and they finish a collection and they're like, well, I can collect Spider-Verse now. So there's always people that are going back and forth what they need. So it's just another opportunity. But again, first in hand look, you've seen it here first, folks, right? Doc Ock and Silk, mint on card. What do you think?
Reviews on the weekend,
yeah. I'll just re-upload the ones I already did. I did a full comparison of this one, I think. I can't remember if I did a video where I showed you how to customize. Probably not. Something sounds like a lot of work I wouldn't have done. No, I didn't do that. Brandon's in the chat. Brandon, you're going to come in and join the show so we can talk about some army builders.
Look, it's Holly Willoughby. I need to Eamon Holmes my ass out of here now, don't I? He's back.
Right, let's wait for him first. Bloody hell. He's been busy creating a display video, I think, but he can tell us about that in a second. But yeah, Brandon, join the chat. I've already sent the link. Get involved. Yeah, there you go. I see the Brandon emojis being used as well. So before we do get into, before Brandon comes on and talks army builders, what are your army building preferences? Is there anything you'd break the rule for where you go, do you know what, I need more than one of these on the shelf?
So I've got 5 Omega Sentinels and I've got 7 Tigers now. That's it. Just those. I Jubilees. I've got 3 of the VHSs on order as well. So yeah. So is that just characters I like?
Do you know, for example, you've just said you've got 3 Jubilees. Is that to put her in 3 different spots on the shelf, or you keep them one mint, one card? What's your little rules?
Yeah, that's why I have the 2 different. So I've got a Jubilee. I've just got a cube that's just Jubilee. I've got a Tiger cube. I've got a Jubilee cube. Got a Supergirl cube. I've got a Batgirl cube. I've got a Wonder Woman cube. Characters I've got a lot of. I just keep in one because I posted a Chun-Li picture last week on the Instagram, and it's I just got a million Chun-Li figures for some reason. So it's if I like a character, I'll keep buying them. But then other ones, I'll just be I just need one. One is enough. Army builders, one is enough.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Is this guy still going for 50 quid on Big Bad Toy Store?
But you'd think that would be one that they could easily redo, surely, because it's not
Look, Hasbro, if you redo this guy on a VHS or on the Vulcan body, I'm the man, right?
The Vulcan body.
I'm the man. I doubt we will, to be fair, but still. I would love, again, if Hasbro will never do it, but we're going to make our own custom VHS box set for him. I'm going to get some card out. I'll do my own DIY project.
You should hit him up and be how many units would we have to order to get a Danu exclusive?
I'd have to get Mark Tat to help me order some because I won't be able to hit those numbers. I'll be like, Mark, you need to come in with me. How many are we getting?
You need to buy 1 million, Mark.
Yeah. Hellfire Hanks, but yeah.
Team up with Walgreens, that would be the perfect mix there. You and Walgreens.
Look, if I just start a pre-order system and we do a Dan Who channel exclusive, so obviously I get the pre-orders in first, so I get the money, then I'll give it to Hasbro. We just sort of sort it that way. But I'll speak to the Hasbro team, see if we can make that happen. Probably not. Watch me get stuck with a crap figure that no one buys as well. So stuck with all this inventory forever.
Frogman too.
Frogman. Yeah. Look, Frogman's going to be really popular soon because rumours are he is in She-Hulk and we liked him first, all right? This channel endorsed Frogman before the world endorsed Frogman. Remember that, everybody. So, yeah, hopefully. I've still got a couple of mint and carved Frogmans upstairs, to be fair. So, might just keep them until She-Hulk. Then people are going to be going, Dan, you got any of those Frogman? I'm like, now you're back. Now you're back. Right, I don't want to wait too much longer. We're 40 minutes in.
And he was joining.
That's what I'm saying. And I do want to, for anyone watching the replay, they're going to be like, come on, Dan, speak about some bloody army builders. So I don't want to go too long.
But we could do some of the army builders because there's a couple that I put in that I can talk about.
Okay. Let me go to the army builders. Okay, so can you talk about the first one? The very popular one?
That's the most popular one of all.
Yeah. So as always, Rich, when he's putting a stream topic together, you do a story, don't you, on Instagram, Rich? Basically asking the question.
What do you want to see? And then I try and predict in advance 50 figures you're gonna pick, and then you never pick those ones, so I've got to redo everything again. So.
But this first one was by far the most popular choice, right?
Yeah, 100%. Even people just messaging afterwards saying is this figure gonna be on? It's yeah, this figure will be, surprisingly.
Okay, so let's get into it. We're officially getting into our army builders list. Brandon will join us when he joins us. So let's get into it. Okay, so our very first army builder on today's list is our most popular choice, it seems. It is the Kree Soldier. And bravo, by the way, on the packaging. It is literally the army builder packaging. Hasbro are going to be phoning you up any time now, I guarantee it. Jay's Toys Collection UK is just using the channel membership to say, I'm hearing WWE pay-per-view 3rd of September in Cardiff. Dan and Rich, are you up for a Who Crew meet-up for a bit of wrestling? Rich, you will love the ladies. Oh, maybe, Jay. We'll speak about it. Maybe. Rich used to like the wrestling, but you fell off a little bit.
I did. I've gone off it. I haven't watched WWE in a few years. I tell you, will be probably be there though. It's Phil Jones.
Yeah,
Phil will 100% be there. I reckon.
Maybe. Yeah. We'll talk it out, Jay. We'll talk it out. But anyway, back to the Kree Soldiers. These were a very popular choice. Again, bravo on the artwork. Give some claps and round of applause for Rich because again, this is his Photoshop magic. I like the 3 me's down there at the bottom as well. My missus would hate 3 of me, seriously. 2 more people for her to beat up. But yes, Krees. We need these, right? Who have we got? We've got Genus Val on the shelf, but we haven't got any generic sort of Kree soldiers, which people seem to want.
We haven't had a generic Kree soldier. I think it was with the Skrull in the 2-pack, was it? We had to put 2 of them.
Yes.
The Kree Sentry and then the Skrull Agent, I think. So now that we've got the Skrull, we need another Kree because obviously you've got the Kree Skrull War in the Avengers comic books. Obviously in the MCU as well, the Kree are all about in the Captain Marvel movie. You've got Star Force, all that kind of thing. And there's a few different characters in the Kree, but you could do you've got the flesh, the human colored heads. Then you've got the ones with the blue colored heads as well. So there's different ways you can mix it up. And obviously that green army type suits as well. They're iconic. They would stand out on your shelf, especially if you had a display of 10 of them. I'd buy 1 and put it next to Captain Marvel. You can buy 10.
No, this is definitely something I would feel like I'd need the same amount of Kree soldiers as I have scrolls on the shelf because like you said, it's the Kree scroll war, and if you're building out a cosmic display and you've been buying multiple of these Kree, I think I've got the scrolls down here on my cosmic display. There you go. So if you've got some of these, basically you need some Krees to fight these. So that's what I'd do. I'd have an even amount of each, spread them out the cosmic display, and then we've got, as I said, a few mainstay Kree characters. We've got Genus Val, Captain Marvel. I reckon we can make it work for a cosmic display for sure. Let me come to the chat real quick. So as you know the score, we've been doing this for 84 weeks. You know what to do: hit or a miss on some of these. I've even got the fancy emojis for it: hit or miss. You put it in, and I'll read a couple out as we go through, see what you guys think. But so far, it seems, as I said, well, we already know it's a popular choice because Rich told us. But Bring Toys to Work says, nice job, Rich. Love the box art. Grace choice 2. Hit. Doc Avenger says, I need these. Phil Jones says, I'll be there. And I'm assuming he is on about the WWE with Jay, so we'll see if we can make that happen. Compulsive Collector says hit. Profit. Hopefully he's doing all good and we can distract you for a little bit longer, my friend. But he says a lot of hits. Fortzilla says, yes, please. Greg says, Kree Army Builder, 2 faces, a normal, and a Yelling. Yes. I would take a Kree Army Builder with a couple of heads, like you said. One with the blue skin as well, because obviously these guys are aliens, people. Spoiler alert. Mike X says miss. Interesting. That's fine, though. Dad Smoke got some claps for Rich. Damien says hit for the Kree. Prophet says please make multiple heads with a different flesh colour. Exactly, yeah, I completely agree. Mark Tatak says hit. Jason Lopez says, by the way, I think Mark Tatak would say yes to hit to everything in this wave because the title of the show is Army Builders. So Mark, instead of just saying hit, as we go through these, just let me know roughly how many you think you'd want. Alright, I think that'll be a better game to play. So Jason says hit. Yeah, Phil says hit. Jay's Toys Collection UK said, yep, Kree would be a hit. I'd go with 4. Go with my 4 scrolls. Mini Plastic Multiverse says hit. The Relevant Hulk says hit. Cares and Kyle hit. Iron McGow hit. Daniel S says nope, miss. With the cross emoji. Home Dude says, I wanted scrolls and shield army builders and couldn't even get one. So what's the point, Hasbro? Yeah, that's sad times. I'm assuming that's Hasbro Pulse US. That sold out of them very quickly. Hopefully some restocks come in, Home Dude. Hopefully. But just get your pre-orders in. We live in a pre-order world, unfortunately, where if you want something, got to pre-order it. And places like Pulse as well, they don't take your cash straight away, I don't believe. So you can't just lock a pre-order in, and then if finances start getting messy, you can just cancel before it arrives. Like,
yeah,
again,
Hasbro Pulse is pretty easy to cancel.
Yeah, again, it's not a solution, and it's not that I disagree with you at all. It's just this is the climate of the collecting world we live in. Like, if you definitely want something and want to avoid missing out, don't wait, pre-order. It's one of them. Mark Tatak says 10,000. He's just built, instead of bricks on his house, he will just have Kree soldiers holding up the bricks. Jay says, Kubri J says miss for me personally, purely because of my own collecting rules, but this is definitely a must for the line in general, no doubt. There you go. That is the attitude I like, Matt. Much appreciated. Mark Rose has hit as well. So yeah, there's a lot of hits in there for Kree soldiers. Again, if you're a cosmic guy, I know Rectangular is probably watching us on the replay somewhere. I'm sure it's a hit from Todd as well. Any cosmic character like these is going to want, but we have had Kree soldiers with Legends before. We just need some updates. We need some updates. We got the Scrolls updates. We need some Kree updates. Let's keep going through. Brood. Now
we've got the
Brood, go on.
The Brood, the Sleaze Eyes. So these are the Brood, like army warriors of the Brood race. Obviously, if you're going to go through the alien races, you've got the Skrulls, you've got the Kree, but you kind of got the Brood as well, who are like the big, nasty bad guys of the thing. And speaking of the Brood, it's the Queen of the Brood. Look, it's Brandon.
I told ya he was late because of his hair. He's got a nice new fresh trim. That is why he's late. He's at the barber's, isn't he? Going, I'm live tonight. I need a trim. I knew it was the hair. I said it as a joke, but now it's legit. And we can't even hear you, so he can't even defend himself. You're on mute. You muted yourself.
My bad.
There you go. There you go. Now you defend yourself.
Sorry, I'm really, really sorry. No, it has been a very busy, a very stressful. Like, I don't remember a week as stressful as this week in a long time. But I'm going to see Mrs. Hero next week, so I had to get my hair cut. But then I had this team meeting yesterday, and I hadn't had my hair cut in like 6 or 7 weeks. So Tuesday night I had to go get my hair cut because I thought I don't really want to go and be at a team meeting.
Mate, just let it flop over like I do. Look at that.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm starting new trends with this.
Yeah, but then the real reason why I'm late is finally done and exporting, and so hopefully we'll be able to watch it shortly.
Oh, can we play it today? Is that something we can look forward to?
That's the plan.
Okay, so what Brandon's
referring
referring to is that he's filmed like a sizzle of his collection of his room. We see him every week sitting in front of his shelves. He's actually filmed some close-ups. So yeah, hopefully in today's stream we'll be able to play that for the people. So that's something to look forward to. But we just started the army building, Brandon, because we were getting late into the show. I thought anyone watching the replay is going to get fed up. Me and Rich were stalling for as long as we could. We were like, so news, news, Pulse.
I know, and thank you both of you for stalling, and thank you, Rich, for always being there to tap out and tap in.
Well, we know Brood's probably not one of your favourites, but do you mind finishing the Brood with us, Rich, and then I'll leave you to go and put the kettle on or go and get some vodka. Probably vodka, right?
But both. Why not both?
Vodka and tea. Don't do that, actually. It's not a good idea. But yeah, Brood, carry on.
So yeah, so like these are like they've battled the X-Men, battled the Avengers. They're like the big bad alien race of the Marvel universe. Again, we haven't had a Brood figure in a long time since I think the Toy Biz days. Is that the last
I think
time we had in the
I'm
Legends?
not sure if she was a builder figure. I think it was a builder figure, and you got little minion-y ones as well. I think.
Yeah, the Brood. That was the Brood Queen, wasn't it? It was a builder figure somewhere, I think. Or was it the first Hasbro one? It was somewhere anyway, like quite. Like in the middle.
We've definitely had it. We've definitely had the Brood, yeah, 100%.
And I think the Brood on its own was like back in the Toy Biz X-Men line was the last time we just had like a lone Brood warrior.
I was gonna say, wasn't there like a select one like with Brood accessories, or am I thinking of like a Toy Biz one that had Brood accessories?
I think that's the Toy Biz.
Like little mini ones. Toy Biz, yeah. Okay.
Was there supposed to be a select one and then didn't get released or something?
The chat will
like
know.
I've got this image in my head of one. But I can't tell if I've just like dreamt up the image or if it's actually legit.
I'm pretty confident there was never a select one, but we've definitely had the builder figure in the Toy Biz days. Probably not Hasbro, unless it was the Hasbro Dark days of Hasbro. I don't know. The chat will confirm for us. Brood Cream builder figure Hasbro. Thank you very much, Fortzilla. Yeah. So that's what
Fortzilla is saying as well that he had the MS or Marvel Select Brood, but the aesthetic of the Marvel Legends has left them behind.
Oh, okay, yeah. And Doc Avengers also saying both, so there was. Yeah. So I can't picture the selects in my head, so I've definitely not had that. I think I've seen the Brood. Yeah. It was one of them where I wanted to backtrack and get it when I first started to get back in. But it's one of those where you never know that Hasbro will get back round to it. And I'm sure they will. And if they did, unfortunately, to be honest, I don't think it would be in this build-a-figure concept. I reckon they'd do it as a deluxe. Do you know, like Mojo? Well, we're hoping to get Mojo this year, but MODOK is what I meant.
MODOK,
yeah, in that sort of scale, because you can easily give us a big one and then a couple of little ones in a pack for sure. I watched the movie The Brood not long ago, and it was terrible. Don't watch it. It's boring.
It's got nothing to do with the Marvel.
Oh, that's why if we get it, it'll be Marvel's Brood, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. You missed out Marvel's Brood there on the box there, Rich. But,
come on, the pictures took me long enough. Who gives a shit about the text?
Take them back. Take them back.
2 weeks of computer
Take them back. We'll carry on this stream next week, all right? We can't be having this. Bloody hell. No, of course, I appreciate it.
Where's Abnugler? He was supposed to be doing this week.
Yeah, he did say.
Well. Come on.
He did say on Legends and Liquor that Abnugler was going to be ready for this week. So, Ralph, he's probably fouled down that well again. It's ridiculous. That wow. Then someone needs to put a sign up outside that wow. He needs to stop falling down it. Shout out Abnugler over there in Mexico. But, okay, Brood. Brandon, would you buy any Broods? Is it a hit or miss for you?
I would. I'm trying to think where I know much about the Broods from. I think were they in Earth's Mightiest Heroes? I think they were, right?
The cartoon.
Yeah. I'm sure they were.
Wouldn't know.
That or I'm thinking of something else. My mind's a bit blank this week. But either way, yes, 100%. I think anything that is an army builder that isn't on the Bucky Cat body is going to get a hit from me tonight. But definitely Brood. I think that would just be fun. And like I can just imagine just like tons of insect kind of looking things all creeping over like Hulk or something, you know, it would be cool.
I'm literally currently rewatching the X-Files, and the episode I watched yesterday was about some bugs that infected something. Completely random, but it's what came to my head. I'm actually about to Google the Brood to see if I can find any. Jay in the chat says that there was a 2-pack with the scrolls. So I'm just making sure I find it.
Oh, that might be what I'm thinking of.
Okay, there you go. There it is. He's not wrong. There it is. That looks like a giant cockroach and a scroll. But I think that's the intention. That's what the Brood were.
Yeah. That's the one.
There you go. That must have been a while ago now as well. That's like... has it got a year on it, maybe? No, I don't know the year. But still, that's got to be a while ago now. I'm definitely never
Skrull mislegged as well. Look at his little legs.
I know, he's tiny.
Legs.
Midget, mini-me Skrull. But yeah, there you go. So you were right, as always. I knew the chat would correct me. But there you go. So that's the first one. That's I think for me, it's still a hit from me personally, because it's a new character that I have yet to get in the display. And again, it's another cosmic one. You can stick it on a cosmic shelf, just get a couple, spread them around, and they're just horrible little bug things. So, but I do think if we ever get them in a Build-A-Figure concept, it would be the smaller ones, but a bigger one has to be first in like the deluxe box set. Is this one you'd admire from a distance, Rich, or just get one for the shelf?
I'd get a Brood because they're a big part of the X-Men universe, so I'd like to put them with the X-Men, that kind of thing. So I would get a Brood, but I'd get a Brood Queen as well if that was a big Build-A-Figure. That would be good.
Yeah,
she could have one lone Brood soldier with her. That's it. That's the limit.
That's his army.
Only one.
Rich's army building rules are just one. Just one. Just one is an army to Rich.
No, but Rich, you need symmetry. You need at least 2.
No, I can put Kitty Pryde the other side of her, like eating Kitty Pryde's head. It always works, easy.
That's the only way he'd have. That's the only way he'd have
true.
a Kitty Pryde on the display. Is if it's being eaten by another character. But Rich, it's always a pleasure. You'll be joining us next week, right? Because Brandon's away. So anyone who loves Rich, you get a whole episode of Rich next week. So
if you hate Brandon, I'll always be you when he's not here.
Until then, Rich, please tell the people where they can find you online.
You can find me at Displayed Ones on Instagram, and also, filling in Brandon's slot when he's not available as well.
When he's off getting his hair cut. Because Rich never has that problem, clearly. So we're good.
My hair's ready to go. Get out of bed and it's done.
I know I never have to worry when Rich is involved.
I hope this video is worth it,
The chat can tell us. Rich did mention they added a Mini-Mates Brood. Oh, okay, so Rob Pollock in the chat says, did Rich mention that there had been a Mini-Mates Brood? He didn't, Rich. He didn't, Rob. He let you down.
I'm just the apprentice on Mini-Mates, Rob. You need to be there to educate us all. You can probably, all of these you could get in Mini-Mate form, and you could probably army build them for the price of a Legend. You could buy 20 Broods.
Jay's Toys Collection UK says the Brood Build-A-Figure is very expensive on eBay. Again, I do think it's a character Hasbro will get round to eventually. Just got to hold our horses. But again, Rich, pleasure as always. We're going to let you go. Thank you very much.
Catch you guys later.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, my friend.
Thank you, Rich.
Let me bounce back. What a guy that Rich is. He's a nice guy.
He's the best.
He's a nice guy.
There is no one better.
Make sure that, by the way, Rich is the super producer we talk about, if you didn't know. Rich M, aka Displayed Once on Instagram. Go and follow him. Links are in the description. As always, the links are on the screen. Go and show the man some love. And again, he put all this artwork together. So let's jump into the next one.
Yes.
Next one, Moloids. So we have.
So this one was the only one I didn't know about on the list. This was the only one I didn't really know who it was.
So we have all speculated that the Doc Ock body. By the way, Brandon, I've got the exclusive 2-pack in hand. I don't know if you noticed that.
I heard that earlier. That's pretty cool.
But this Doc Ock body, we assumed it would be reused, and if we had to place bets on who the first reuse of this body was, we would have said Mole Man.
Absolutely.
Not the Simpsons character Mole Man, but this Marvel version, not Frogman. But we ended up getting Frogman. But it doesn't mean we won't at some point get Mole Man from for the Marvel team. He was technically one of the first Marvel big bads because he was a big one of the villains for the Fantastic Four. So he goes way back. His history goes way back. He's a lot older than a lot of other Marvel villains, and he lived underground, obviously. And these Moloids were his. I always imagine, right, in these Moloids. Have you ever seen that film, The Descent? It's like a horror film where these rock climbers and cavers go underground and these.
Oh, I know the one you mean. Yeah.
That's what I imagine these Moloids are like in a dark Marvel universe. Yeah. Because that's what they look like on that image.
You know, in Harry Potter when Harry and Dumbledore go to that cave, and then there are all those weird things in the water.
Oh, is that when he makes him drink the drink?
Yeah. And when Harry falls in, and then all these weird goblin, creepy looking things come out. They look like Moloids.
Mole Man. Actually, I think I'm trying to remember correctly. I know there was one in the Fantastic Four line, and there has been a Marvel one as well. So let me go to our good friend, another assistant on today's show. Our good friend Google Search. Google Search. What do you have for us? So he has, as I expected. So I was on about this one. We've talked about this on the show on the stream before. Mole Man had a figure with the Fantastic Four Retro. And if you see, Brandon, technically, we have had a Moloid before. Because you see that little thing there? That's a Moloid.
That's a Moloid.
Let's
That thing is tiny.
hang on. I might have
Oh,
one.
this is 3 3/4, isn't it? That's why.
Yeah, I might have one on the shelf. One sec.
You wait, as in you might have a moloid.
Yeah, I've got one. It's been on the shelf for a while. He's a bit old now. He needs a walking stick, but there he is. True story.
Really?
True story. Yeah, anyway, so there's the Moloid, but we have had a Marvel Legends Mole Man. If I go back, it was the Hasbro Dark Days of Hasbro Days, it seems. This is the wave it was in. There's one. Oh, that picture's very small. Let me see if I can find a better one on our Google search on it. We've seen that one. There's one. That'll do. That'll do. There he is. So that is made, isn't it? Let's be honest, for the Doc Ock body. Like that's what we're probably going to see.
Yes.
So if we
for sure.
if we get a Mole Man, then some Moloids would be very good to go with that. Now it's it's an old school character, not a super popular character, but still would make a fun display, especially if you're building out a Fantastic Four villain sort of shelf. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm curious what the chat think about this. Cloud's used his channel membership token. Channel member for 13 months. Thank you very much, Cloud. He says Dan brings up horror films. Brandon brings up Harry Potter. Love it. Yeah, that's the. I do like Harry Potter too.
That's our dynamic.
Yeah. Seen this really dark horror film. No, but I've seen Harry Potter.
Yeah. I promise, it's just as scary.
A lot of hits so far, actually. We need more Fantastic Four stuff, says Zilla. Profit of a lot of hits. Damien says hit. Just mentioned them too. Jay's Toys Collection UK would love a Mole Man monster from Fantastic Four 1 and some Moloids to go with it. Yeah, like again, this is an obscure character, I agree, but I do think comic fans of the old school golden age would appreciate these little deep cuts. And again, you can just buy multiple of them and just have them scattered around a Mole Man. Look how big they are compared to Mole Man in this packaging. Do you know, like so?
Yeah.
Make it happen. But there you go. Moloids is our third choice on our Army Builder comic list. Mole Man is too short for the Doc book. Shouts the Ruckus. You could be right, could be wrong. Yeah, we don't know.
The other thing I was just thinking as well is it'd be cool, like, you know how there's always one in the wave that doesn't, well, not always, but you know how sometimes there's one in the wave that doesn't have a Build-A-Figure?
Yeah.
It would be cool to get like Mole Man and then 2 Moloids like either side of him kind of thing packed into the you know, like I'd willingly sacrifice the accessories for the sake of Moloids.
That is the perfect way to sacrifice a Build-A-Figure piece. It's like sacrifice it for
but at the same
benefit.
time
sorry, carry on.
At the same time,
sorry.
I guess the only other side of that is that no, I think my internet keeps jumping, so I keep getting delayed.
Well, if you need to jump in and jump out again, you're welcome to. You're all good.
Yeah, I might try that in a second.
All good.
But I think, but the only thing about that is if you wanted more than 2 Moloids, then you have to get more Mans for the Moloids. So, you know, I guess that's why it would be perfect for something like this instead.
Mark Tac says Moloids sounds something to go to the chemist for. If you do have a case of the Moloids, do go and get it checked out. It's not recommended. Bring Toys to Work says, I don't care, I need them. Bring on more Army Builders, please. They are a hit for me. And the Rockets are saying Mole Man is 4'10", is too short. So they're basically saying they want a shorter body than Doc Ock. But I guess you could give them different legs, maybe, and still use the upper torso, maybe. I still think there's potential for reuse, is all I'm saying. And don't get me wrong, I'd love a whole new pinless body and all of that, but play the game. We know the rules. Okay, let's move on. Keep moving through. Next up,
what we got next?
Another.
Oh yes, this is so needed.
Yeah,
so needed.
Another popular choice. Now it is, of course, Multiple Man, Jamie Maddox, but we've had him before. Like, he's on my shelf. I do want to grab one, but I don't want him to fall over. I'm curious how many people. These are really hard to find, by the way, right now on the aftermarket. Like, you will not get a Multiple Man for retail right now. Let me know in the comments, in the chat. Sorry, how many of these current Multiple Men do you have on the shelf right now? Because this is a very nice figure, but this is Multiple Man in his X Factor uniform. So he'll go along with like your X Factor Polaris and Strong Guy and Havoc, etc. But one of his most popular looks is the look from the sort of detective era of multiple man, which is what this image is, where he's got the leather jacket, he's got the sort of the discs or the circle sort of pattern, sort of similar to not really, but you still the circles are still there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is, if you were gonna have, I know we've already got this one, Brandon, but is this your preferred look for Jamie Maddox?
I think for me, I would probably take any look personally, because I think the only place I actually really know Multiple Man from is X-Men 3.
Okay.
The last.
The live,
you know,
the live
the
action
bit where he's
in the
the
forest.
Live action one.
Yes, in the forest.
Yeah, in the forest. Yeah.
Yes.
Like that. I think that is pretty much the only way I know really who he is, and through the was it Apocalypse? It was Apocalypse, right? That, or was it? Yeah,
What?
It was Apocalypse.
The builder
The
figure.
yeah, the last Madrox.
That's a good question. What was the builder figure piece with him? Because he had 2 alternate heads. The chat will let us know.
That was Apocalypse.
Who was the builder figure?
I don't think
that
it was
came
17, and I don't think it was 19.
Who was the builder figure for this guy? I genuinely can't remember. But I know he's not easy to find right now in the aftermarket, that's for sure. But if they're going to reissue it, this is the version to do it in.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the chat. I want to see how many people have got.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he was one of those figures that is, even though he was technically an army builder, he went very quick. As in, like, you thought to yourself, because I did the same. I thought, I'll pick up a couple more eventually. And then I was like, wait, I can't find him. Like, I think I had to get the Wolfpack to send me one all the way from the US. So shout out my gal. Yeah, let's have a look. I only have 3 multiple men, says Rob. So do I, Rob. 3 for the symmetry, 1 in the middle. And there was 3 heads as well, so you can technically display all the heads as well. That's sort of how I justified it. Laser Pants says he's got 8. Mark Tac says, I have 13 now, and I have 0 multiple men. I have 0. I have 13, and now I have 0. Oh, he had. I think Mark might have sent me one as well. That's probably how I got 3. Maybe. I think so. Let me know if he did, Mark. I can't remember. But he had 13. But now he has 0 because he's moved on to the G.I. Joe world. Prophet says, I had 5 of those multiple men. Mini Plastic Multiverse says, this is what multiple man should look like. 4 hits. I take 5 of these. Phil Jones says, I've just got, for multiple man, regret not buying more. I've just got 4. Multiple men. 4 multiple men's good, Phil, if that's what you're saying. The Ruckus says he would look like a miniature Big Pun. That's about something they're talking about. Okay, my bad. Brandon, you know Multiple Man from X-Men Evolution! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
Oh, yes! I knew there was somewhere else. I knew it. I was sitting here thinking, but I don't want to say it in case I'm wrong.
I wouldn't have been able to tell you were wrong. I wouldn't have known.
Yeah. I'm with you. That makes a lot of sense.
There's a lot of exclamation marks there from Rob, so he was clearly clamoring for it. And also, people confirm you are correct. It was the Apocalypse builder figure that he came with.
Oh, see, there we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
I never doubted you. Maddox is before I dove in, so a total of 1 or 2. I do think this is a character that people would like another opportunity to sort of build on your heart. Because I always say on my reviews, I like getting characters with accessories that you can display their abilities on the shelf, bring the shelf to life a little bit. But his ability is creating multiple versions of himself. So, like army builders, you can build a couple, you can build as many as you want type thing. But the same rules apply for multiple man. It's one character, but he can multiply himself. So you need more than one on the shelf to represent his powers.
I agree.
So as I said, this guy come with 3 heads, so I've got 3 and I display each head. I only have 1, says Jay. Is it really multiple man then? I'd never know, Jay. I'd look at your collection and go, it could be multiple man, but it's only 1 of him. Sure, it's not someone cosplaying as multiple man. That's probably what I'd think, Jay. So need to do some dig on an eBay there.
There you go. He goes for a silver.
I'm just putting the pressure on. I told you.
It's crazy.
I'm just putting the pressure on. Apocalypse Wave leg pieces, Doc Avenger. Mike Het says lights need to flash. Oh, they do. I will put the flashing lights on. I will. Thank you very much. Action Figure Expert. Is that Action Figure Expert? Or is he a scroll? That was just for him. He loves that. I've got a dozen multiple men, or are they scrolls? Yeah, that was. There could be scrolls. I think Jay's is a scroll because it's only one of them. Greg says multiple man demands multiple head types at least 3. Yes, I completely agree. Mark Tac says I'm not sure I should go looking for multiple men in the forest. Yes, it's definitely called something else. and it rhymes with clogging. Don't go looking for multiple men in the forest, Mark Tack. I advise against it, unless you're into that type of thing, and then have at it. Phil Jones says, an exclusive Club J. Logan Dan Toy says, that's what I do, and I only have room for 3. Is it multiple man, or are they scrolls? Yes, he could be scrolls. If multiple man came out in this particular look, Brandon, you're getting at least 3, right?
Yeah, this because I only got, funnily enough, exactly what you're saying. I only have one multiple man on the shelf.
Is it? It's probably not even multiple man. It's a scroll. Get a scroll head on there.
Yeah, I probably should do, to be fair. But yeah, he's the only one. So I think if they did do him again, then yeah, 3 or 4 probably.
Yeah, I'd freeze a minimum for me with multiple man, just to pose them on the shelf exactly like that box. 1, 2 either side. Like that's how my multiple man currently is. Well, he isn't now, so I took one off the shelf. But let me put him back. Watch. This is usually when I finish these live streams. By the way, my display's a mess from like pulling figures off constantly.
Oh yeah.
All right, and he's got.
That's me every Saturday afternoon after I've taken pictures. It's just crazy.
It's back on. Let me see if I can do this. Come on, cable. There you go. Here we go. There he is. That's how he is on the shelf. See? He looks like Multiple Man, right? With the X Factor team.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's who you display him
There's
with.
all 3 of them.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And there's the rest of the X-Men. Hey, look, and there's the brand new Doc Ock. Oh wait. Oh, there's Silk. Oh wait. Okay, let me put this back. My bad. People don't want to see toys. They want to see this face. No, they don't. They definitely don't. If you want to see more toys, let me know. I'll just turn the camera back over there. Okay, next up. Let's keep going through these. We've got plenty more and not a lot of time. Mindless ones. So these are like, I associate them with Dormammu, right? But you can pose these with like any sort of mystical character. I believe like Loki's even summoned them at once. They're basically mindless, like drones, if you will. They look like big lumps of clay that are just minions that are summoned to do their bidding type thing. They're just fodder villains within the comic realm of Marvel, obviously. And but yeah, I associate them with the sort of mystic world and Dormammu. And I don't think we've ever had figures of. And again, the chat can correct me if I'm wrong at all, but I 100% do not think we've ever had mindless ones. But let's see what Rich wrote. So yeah, he put extraterrestrial or extra dimension. I can't read that word. I'll write it in the chat. Someone else can read that.
Extra dimensional.
That's the one. Monstered,
the one?
Yeah, summoned to do the biddings of others by magic. So yeah, basically what I just said. So think like people like Baron Mordo, as I said, Dormammu, Loki's used them at some point as well. So yeah, these are great little fodder villains that you can put around any of your mystic characters, and we've never had it in figure form. And I always like having that representation on the shelf of new characters that we haven't had. So I would take some.
Yeah.
And again, it's an army builder, so got to have at least 3 or 4 on the shelf there. Pose them around, especially with Dormammu being. We've got a couple of Dormammu now, but I'd pose these with like the Build-A-Figure Dormammu. Do you know, like, so he's a little bit more imposing compared to them type thing.
Yeah. I think that would be better as well, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I mean, just
because
yeah, Karen, what do you think? Where would you want them? Do you like them? Are you familiar with these characters?
I'm not too familiar with the characters, but I think given how much like the cosmic shelf is expanding, and given how much I think the mystical shelf will be expanding over the next couple of years, I think this would be really cool to get. Especially now that we have the classic Strange as well. It's like anything Doctor Strange wise, let's go. You know, because that would just be so good, so good.
I'm literally just googling mindless ones just to show people in the chat. So there you go. This is sort of what they look like in the Marvel. All I've typed in is Marvel mindless ones. They seem to have been in a Lego game. There's a Lego version of the mindless ones.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, they are just fodder sort of mystic villains that are summoned to do the bidding. But yeah, they were on the Disney show as well, Brandon. That's the show you like as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's Avengers Assemble.
Who summoned the mindless ones in the Avengers?
That's a great question.
Okay.
I know Earth's Mightiest Heroes like the back of my hand, but I don't know Avengers Assemble as well.
I'm trying to think who that guy
I haven't
is.
rewatched it as much. I think I've only watched it a few.
Hey, is that from the Spider-Man animated show?
times.
Is that the 90s
Times.
animated show?
Oh yeah, it could be.
Maybe they are in that. There is an episode where he goes and meets Doctor Strange and Dormammu's in it. Could be. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Could be. But anyway, this, for anyone who, again, like Jay said, he was unfamiliar with these characters. They've been around for a while. They are just big clumps. They're not actually clay, but you see what I'm saying. They just look like big clumps of clay, and they're just fodder villains. They're just. But your army build them, and they look a little bit creepy. And they've got like a cyclops slit in the face for their eyeballs, and no mouth or anything like that. But yeah, they're quite dark, as you can see. Again, who is that? Who's that Pokemon? Who's that villain? I want to know. Let me know in the chat. It looks sort of like could be anyone, to be fair. It's just a big cloak, isn't it?
Pokemon.
There you go. There's a mindless one. There he is. So there you go. If you didn't know, now you know. And we've never had a Marvel Legends of them. So there you go. Another option for an army builder. It would be a new mold. I don't think you could have to reuse anything. It would have to be a brand new mold. I doubt it would be very articulated either, but it's all about just having that figure on the shelf as such. Again, I'd prefer it as an accessory, just being a big clump or something on a shelf next to Dormammu. Dormammu summoned them, so Doc Avengers. That picture's probably Dormammu. Looks like the 80s Spider-Man cartoon, says Damien. Prophet says it's Cloak in that picture. I would have assumed Cloak because of the big cloak, but then I thought, why is Cloak summoning the mindless ones? But he can obviously do that type of stuff, so you wouldn't be wrong. Jay's Toys Collection says they look like Clayface. You're not wrong, they do a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, okay, let's keep going, let's keep rolling through here. Next up, now I'm not going to lie to you people, I had to Google this. I did not know who Collective Man was, but I like learning new things.
You didn't?
No. You say that like you
I knew
did.
this one.
Go on, then take it away.
Yeah. Okay, so basically the Collective Man, it's kind of like he has this identity that's shared between two brothers. So they possess like a mutant power where they merge into one body, which kind of it possesses the collective ability of the brothers. So like I think there's 5 brothers. I can't remember all 5 names. But they're the Tao Yu brothers, something like that. Yeah, and then but there's 5 of them. And they all kind of like mix into the one body as their mutant power, and they have like a psychic spiritual link with each other, so they can telepathically like communicate. They can teleport to one another. It's crazy, but yeah, they're some of my favorite characters ever. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I go way back with these things.
Yeah, well, if you did, you'd know their names. Because I can tell you their names right now.
Yeah, go on then. Let's hear it.
It is. I'm probably going to pronounce all these wrong. It's Sun, Chang, Ho, Lee, and Han.
Yeah.
And
oh wow.
So they are shared collectors of the. Did you say the Taiyu brothers? Taiyu?
Oh, I think I said Tao Yu, but the way you said it sounds better.
I could be wrong though. Don't listen to me when it comes to reading the English language.
Yeah, this is true.
They possess the mutant power to merge into one body, which you said. So yeah, I've never read a comic with these guys. I have no idea who these guys are. So I don't know if this is Rich trying to catch us and test our knowledge, or people out there were actually clamouring for the Collective Man. I do like adding new characters, and again, that's what I like about Legends. I like learning about new characters through the medium of toys, but this one, I didn't know too much about at all, but it's someone a little bit different. I'm just going to read the chat and see what the chat are saying and see if people are on the same page as us or they're familiar and they want it. Let me know in the chat, by the way. Is this a character you were familiar with? Did you want him? He's technically an army builder because there's like a hive mind type thing. They can all teleport to each other and read each other's mind like telepathically, and sort of like Mortal Man. They're the reverse of Multiple Man, says Arshavin. I like that. Okay. Prophet says no clue here, but Compulsive Collector says hit. Yes, hit for Collective Man. Jay's Toy Collection says, bloody hell, 2 in a row. Don't know Collective Man either. I'm a noob, it seems. Yeah, Jay, you didn't know Collective... Brandon, can you believe it? Jay didn't know who Collective Man was.
Jay, you can't call yourself a Marvel fan if you don't know who Collective Man is.
Rob Pollock says, were these guys part of the China-based superhero team that we saw once in X-Men comics when we learnt
yes.
of Zorm had a brother? And Rich says, yes, they were. So Rob knows exactly who these guys are. Doc Avenger says, and they have a cyclic link to China, which gave them power. Yeah, can't they like psychic link with everyone in China or something like that? Something like crazy like that.
Is it everyone? I thought it was just between like themselves.
Maybe, I don't know. I do have a bit of blurb here that I could probably read, but I'll just butcher it. They have various collective abilities of all 5 men or all the people in China. That's what my write-up says that I stole from Google. So there's some sort of telepathic connection with China or the people of China or something. Mini Plastic Multiverse says he sounds cool, but he's a miss from me. And it's probably only because Tom's sitting there going, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
Even Cloud, who knows a lot of stuff, says no idea who this is. Matty's obviously watching the stream a little bit slow because that's what I said ages ago. Bring Toys to Work says, with Hasbro Pulse limit 5 army builders per customer, this would work out perfectly. It would, because you wouldn't need more. Like, that is the exact amount you need. True. Like that, if you're buying that, it is to get that exact amount on the shelf. Jay's Toys, Tata says, Brandon, if you army build these, you could become Hero Collective Man. Okay, nice.
Oh, there you go. I like it.
Damien likes it as well. He says, good one, tac tac. He said that like a villain, didn't he? Good one, tac tac.
Tac tac. Jinx. Okay, no, you're good. No, you. Oh, I have to say your name, don't I? Dan. Dan who though?
Oh, whatever. And you got to say 3 names. Everyone's got their own rules with that.
3 times.
I thought you should say your name 3 times. Anyway, carry on. Right, let's keep going through. Next up, a very heavily requested one. Again, it is, of course, Doom Bots. Now, we have got a lot of Doctor Dooms recently. Like, in recent time, I can think of 3 off the top of my head. And they're all great figures. We've got the Retro Doom in the Fantastic Four raid.
How many? Yeah, we got the original Doom, Retro Doom, and then the other Doom.
One of them is front row, so I can take him off the shelf without feeling too bad about it. There he is, Doctor Doom. There are 3 versions of this. We've got the retro one, which is in the lighter green, and he's also got that tiny little soft goods. And then we've got the God Killer Doom in the white, and he's got the Thanos skull. But we haven't got any Doom Bots. And Doom Bots are exactly what they sound like. They are Doctor Doom's robots that he sends off to do his bidding. Think like his own sort of Ultron-esque vibe, where he's got his own little drones of robots that he goes off to do his bidding. They're sort of like his army when he's in the castle or whatever. But they're, Doom Bots. So they sort of look like Doom, to be fair. Like, that's why, like, some of these Dooms, we could have got like an interchangeable head to make them Doom Bots, because you could have turned this into a Build-A-Figure if you would gave us an interchangeable head that looked a little bit different. That's how I think is the easy way to get around it. But is Doom Bot something you'd put next to flank Doctor Doom on the shelf?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like, just from photo like ideas, like, just think of, the Avengers attacking Latveria, or anything like that, like Wakanda versus Latveria. There are so many opportunities or so many possibilities with Doombots, and I think Doom is a very big villain, and sometimes we forget that he's not just a villain, but he's also a head of state, and having Doombots kind of give that added feel to the fact that he's a head of state. Yeah,
it's like his army. Like again, you could build like I know Hasbro. Remember at one of the San Diego Comic Cons, they had like loads of custom Doom Bots, I think, in that setup. Do you know the comic setup they had at San Diego Comic Con? I swear there was loads of custom Doom Bots in there. So Hasbro.
Yeah, I think there was.
Yeah, so Hasbro are aware of these guys, and I do think out of a lot of the figures or a lot of the characters we're talking about on this list today, I do think Doombots are probably high in regards to likely to happen very soon. Because it is you can reuse parts we've already got with maybe new heads, few new hands, etc., and create a Doombot for the shelf. And I know people would go crazy with this. Like you said, building that varying castle diorama with loads of Doombots or something like that. Let me have a look at the chat, because I know, again, this was a popular choice when Rich was doing it. So Cloud says, Doombots, hit. Bring Toys to Work says, yes, my most requested. We need 20. Daniel S says, hit. Prophet says, Doom, yeah. Infamous Doom says, I'm a guy. Infamous Doom is... We did get that Infamous Doom.
Infamous Doom?
The Dr. Doom that came with the interchangeable head.
Infamous Doom is the white Doom.
No. It's the one that had the Iron Man armor. The Iron Man armor that was repainted.
Oh, yes. The Walgreens one.
Yes.
Yes.
It came with the Victor Von Doom head that wasn't all scarred up. The sort of modern day Victor Von Doom, where he's trying to get on Tony Stark's good side and be a good guy, but he was being mischievous, as a villain is. So, yes. Miguel, you are correct. There are more Dooms than I could even remember. Damien says, yes, just simply reuse the white ones from the bad guys wave. Greg says Doombots would need alternative heads or faceplates. Again, exactly what I said. We can make that. I'm sure Hasbro could make that happen. Fortress Maximus says mega hit. Mike says 20 years ago we did. Are you on about Doombots we getting 20 years ago? Maybe we did. Prophet says, wait, I want the drone soldiers better than Doom lookalikes. Yeah, I agree. I would rather them be a little bit more unique looking. I'm just saying it can be done, because there are multiple looks for Doombots depending on what you're reading or what incarnation you're looking at. But I would like a more unique looking Doombot than just a reissue of Doom. But unfortunately, that's how I think Hasbro would do it. But I could be proven wrong. A few Doombots would be cool, says Tom. He says hit. Doc Avenger says you can always use Doombot. I have the Toy Biz Doom and Doombot. Your boy's got two toys. Welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for renewing, my friend. He says, my Doom would be most pleased with bots, and then 4 hits. The poll is nearly at 50-50 now, says Jay. That is true. What are you voting on, yes or no, in this poll, by the way?
Can we also just... Oh, I did put yes. I did put yes because I thought I'd rather say yes and then decide later. You know, okay. I'll pre-order it and then figure out the rest later.
Right, carry on.
Can we just take a minute though to say, like, look at Rich's artwork here.
It's beautiful.
Like, that's just phenomenal. Like, I know that all of them are phenomenal, but this one is really, really good so far. This is probably my favorite of the
I told you, he's going to get a phone call from
Hasbro
soon. Right, tap with the super chat. Thank you very much. I'll probably read that out.
TAK Toys with Film donated £4.49. Dan and Brandon, my excitement for Legends comes from these live streams and seeing you guys chat about them and speculate. So watchable, thumbs up.
Thank you very much, Mark, and I appreciate that, because that's exactly our intention with these shows. Me and Brandon would have these conversations anyway, and we thought we may as well turn the camera on, and this is what we led to. And now Rich just adds the extra magic with the graphics that Brandon was talking about. So yeah, thank you very much, Mark Tatak. He says, Dan and Brandon, my excitement for Legends comes from these live streams and seeing you guys chat about them and speculate. So watchable. We appreciate you. And again, it's more fun with you guys watching, so we can interact.
Thank you as always, Mark.
So thank you everyone in the chat.
Yes, 100%. Especially when there's 100 of you in here.
Crazy.
I love that. It's great to see you all.
I would invite you all to my house, but you wouldn't all fit in. The missus would be like, who are all these people? I'll be like, they're all here to talk about toys, huh? There are people out there that like toys.
Yes.
Okay, let's keep going. Doombot's obvious choice.
And to be fair, the only way that they would gain entry to the house is if they bring a bone for Teddy.
That's true.
Then Amanda would be happy.
That's true. Teddy's happy. She's happy.
You have to drop a follow, like, and comment on Teddy's. On Teddy's
Instagram. I need to post his Instagram again. She's not happy. He needs 200 followers. She actually moaned at me about that, because she said she only gained like 4 followers from that me plugging it, and I was like, well, maybe they don't want to look at a dog. Maybe they like toys. Maybe I should post Teddy with some toys.
Maybe.
There's a niche. People like toys. People like breaking the market. Anyway, back to these. The Cuckoos. Now, we have had a pretty good rendition of the Stepford Cuckoos in Legends form via the Walgreens exclusive, which I actually brought. I think I got 6 of them. I got 3 of them on display, 3 of them with custom face paint, like custom faces as well, because I wanted them. I didn't want them all to have the whited out eyes. I wanted them to look a bit more realistic. And I've also got 3 mint on card upstairs, because you can go crazy here and go. Well, you shocked at that. Have you not heard about the Cave of Wonders?
Wait, so Yeah, I know. Your Cave of Wonders too well, sadly. At this point.
Have you not seen these? I've
I've
got a lot of mint on card figures. Told you.
I told you. You should drop that OC on eBay before people catch on. I'm sure there's still somebody who will want it.
Maybe. Right, hang on. Where are my cuckoos? Right, here they are. Right, there's my cuckoos. They're having a disco right now. That was my disco music. There you go. I've got 3 of them with all 3 heads on the shelf right now with Emma Frost, of course. They look crazy doing that. I need to change the lights, don't I? Stop discoing. There you go. That's a better look, right? There you go. With the Hellfire Club.
There you go.
Hank. But there they are, the cuckoos. They look great. So we have already had some recently. But what Rich's picture is referring to is to their sort of more modern look, and I also believe that they're currently wearing something similar to this in the sort of new storylines with the Hellfire Club Gala and stuff like that. And let me see what Rich said specifically. He said the 5 and 1 are back with this unfounded look with the white. Debuted in X23 series, but were updated for the House of X, and it's now it's been their look ever since. He also says one of them wears a black variant which rotates through the 5 members. So yeah, we had as I said, the Stepford Cuckoos in the school uniform. This is a different look, and one that I think people would welcome.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
You know how we're about halfway through the Army Builders?
Yeah.
You want to have a quick 3-minute 50-second commercial break
with your video?
Yeah, I just posted it to Instagram.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. I'll get your Instagram up. Okay, so hang on, let me see. Are we halfway through? Let's go through. Let's go all through the comic because we're only 2 more away from the comic.
8 out of 15.
Yeah, so let's go through the rest of the comic and then we'll pause before we get into the MCU. Because there's only 2 next for comic anyway.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. In which case, just for a second, I'm going to drop out and drop back in because my internet is
not a problem.
Dying,
I will.
Okay, I'll be back in a second.
To this screen, let me. There you go. Okay, now it's just me and the cuckoos. So let me jump to the chat real quick. So as I said, these cuckoos again, they just look great all posed up, especially next to Emma Frost on the shelf. And I would take this uniform as well. And in this uniform as well, in this look of them, they're all blonde. Where in the previous one, they were all trying to stand out, and they all did their hair differently, so they'd look a little bit different. They did that intentionally, but now they're just embracing the cloneness of it. Let me look at the chat. So Rectangular says, I missed most of the stream, but the cuckoos are not be on my list. Go back, and I do think we went through a few cosmic characters, Todd, that I even give you a shout out actually as we were going through, because I do think there's some cosmic characters that you would definitely want as we round up these comic figures here. Jay's Tools Collection. I've sent the missus on a mission to follow Teddy. Thank you very much. I'm sure Teddy would appreciate that. Teddy Walks 1 on Instagram, by the way. He'd appreciate the follow. Just join the Teddy crew, says Chika Munkakiara. Thank you very much. The black bag, blind bag, black costume 1 in 5 variant, says Rich. Do you mean like it comes in a box and we don't know which one's going to have the variant? I like that option. I would prefer the cuckoos in this uniform. I'd buy 5, says Iron Miguel. Pickles Go Rotten says, okay, and now I'm back. Welcome, Pickles Go Rotten, you're back. Lime Green outfit, I seem to remember the Doctor Doom. Okay, they're talking about Doctor Doom still. I would buy the new cuckoos, said Rob Pollock, and you would have to buy 5 this time, now that they're all alive again. That is true, like the 5 and 1. That's what you'd need to display with your Emma Frost, with your House of X crew. These would go, like if they released the cuckoos in this particular outfit, they would go really good with the House of X figures that we've recently got. And of course, we've had a couple of versions of Emma Frost as well now. So yeah, and Brandon is back in the room. So Brandon, you answered the question, now you're back in the room. If these were re-released, would you buy these again? Because now you couldn't just buy 3, you'd have to go for 5 now.
Okay, wait, I think I can hear now. So with these I would probably stick to 5. I think max 5.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Like you'd only need 5,
right? Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
it. The 5 and 1. That's all you'd need. Because previously you just needed the 3 because 2 of them had passed away during that story version, but now they're all alive again. You need 5, and they're all blonde now as well. You wouldn't need alternative heads. I'd still like heads. I don't mind them all having the blonde hair, but give us different facial expressions maybe, just to give us a little bit of variance on the shelf. I think that even if one's smiling, smirking, angry, whatever, just mix it up a little bit.
For sure.
But again, they still look great all posed up on the shelf. Body would be good for kit bashing, says Daz Smoke. Your boys got toys, says a miss for the Chucks. I didn't grab any Hellfire members. That's why. If you had some Hellfire Club, have you not even got Hank, Alexi? I'd be disappointed to hear you haven't got Hank. Come on now. He is only £50 on Big Bad Toy Store if you missed him. I do love my cosmic characters, says Rectangular. It's true, you do. Mike D, the former Mike D, now it's Mike Hex. He says variant colour symbiotes with different hands and heads would be a great army builder and a good chance to get Agony and Riot, Doom and Null both caused army. So that'd be a good army builder, I'm sure. I'm sure we'll get Agony and Riot at some point. Agony's the purple symbiote, Riot is the grey symbiote, I believe. We've already got Scream, Plague, who else? Obviously Carnage, Venom, all of that. They're all on my Spider-Verse shelf up there. But Riot and Agony, I assume, will come soon. Have to. They're working their way through them. We're always guaranteed Spider-Man waves a year, and this year we've only just on the tip of the iceberg into Spider-Man figures. Miguel says the Cuckoos were inspired by the Spice Girls. That is 100% true. It's a true story. Read about it. It really is. Ruckus says we would need a Krakoan Emma Frost if we got the Cuckoos. Yeah, if you got the Cuckoos in this particular outfit, an updated Emma Frost would go nicely with them. But I still think you could fudge another Emma Frost from that we've already got with them as well. Logan Dance Toy says I have all 3 of the blondes because blondes have more fun. If you say so. I just liked having the difference on the shelf, that's all. Mike Hez says Hasbro going to get sick of me asking for them. No, well, you'll get there, Mike. They'll get there. Mayfex Emma Frost, hey? Says your boys got toys. That's a good shout. That would be really good. Mayfex Emma Frost. Is she Jim Lee? They're going through a Jim Lee phase at the minute, ain't they? So I doubt it anytime soon, but it would be nice. Mini Plastic Morpher says, Miss, I'm good with these 3. I'm good with the 3 I have, even if 5 of these would make a nice groupie, as in group picture. And I think people will probably, when it comes to the Cuckoos, if they released this, I think people would definitely pick between which version of the Cuckoos they wanted on the shelf, rather than having to go all in on technically you'd need at least 8 because you need 5 of these and 3 of the others. So yeah, these are definitely army builders of some degree, but you wouldn't need more than 5. You wouldn't. But anyway, next up, Brandon, take this one away because I can't even pronounce it.
So, if I'm honest, I'm not sure I'm even pronouncing it right when I pronounce it. But I think it's Hatut Zarazi.
That sounds about right.
But yes, the Wakandan secret police.
Yeah, that's the best way to break it down for people who are looking at this going, who are you on about? It's the Wakandan secret police.
Secret police, yes. So this would be really good. Personally, I would probably want comic Doras first before these. But either way, I would happily take them. Like, this would be really, really good. Really good.
It's basically breaking it down to people who are looking at this picture thinking, who are these? It's like, as Brandon said, the Wakandan police, but just think it's the Wakandan sort of shield agent, if you will. It's like the same way we got a shield.
They're kind of.
Go on.
Yeah. Sorry, no, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, the same way we recently got a 2-pack with the shield agent with the blue uniforms, they could definitely do something similar for these guys, but with the white uniforms, with different accessories, etc. Because these are just like, as I said, white soldiers that wear white and protect Wakanda. They are the Wakandan secret police. So think, again, dumbing it down a little bit, but Wakandan's version of shield agents, if you will.
Yeah, and they have an interesting story as well because so they're kind of like, basically T'Challa exiles them, and so they kind of become like war dogs, like mercenaries.
Oh, nice.
Like they're always loyal to Wakanda, but they're kind of like they're not like where the Doras are like T'Challa's ride or die. The Hatut Zarazi are not, in that way. And like because they did everything from like not only did they combat or hunt down or imprison, torture, whatever you want to say, the external, like Wakanda's external enemies. Also, if anyone internal within Wakanda had any issues, these guys were on them. So yeah, I think it could be interesting. I think it would be an interesting choice. I would love to see it. Throw a couple of different heads in there, and you're good to go. Exactly like you say. If it was a 2-pack, like the short army builder, then it would be amazing.
This would be the type of pack as well where even people that are not familiar with the particular characters or who they are would still be a great little army builder pack for some, like you said, military sort of mercenaries on a shelf or whatever. Especially if they came with like on the picture there, just with some night vision goggles and some decent weapons. It would definitely make for a cool army building pack for sure. Just definitely. A couple of heads, couple of weapons. You can stick them in an army building box and create a shelf. Let me go to the chat because I'm curious what the chat think about these. So your boys got toys says hit for these. I need a comic Black Panther though. Again, we do need an updated one. I'm sure it will come. Jay's Toys goes, yeah, I think I've seen these on some leaked lists, so could be a go. Interesting, Jay. That would be nice if that's the case. We shall see. Mike Heck says, how about some random text-based thugs with alternative heads? Call them street humans. I think if Marvel did that, they may get sued by a friend of the YouTube we know as Russ Toy Reviews. I think he's friends with Shartimus. But it's Russ Toy Reviews. Ruckus says, if my info is accurate... I was so
confused for a second.
He's got a channel now called Russ Toy Reviews. The Ruckus says, if my interview is accurate, they'll be coming out with the Hunter, T'Challa's brother, who leads the Hurut-Sara. Again, if I'm saying that wrong, I apologise. Mini Plasma Multiverse says, these would be awesome. I'd take a fair few of these. Yeah, again, like I said, if you're into the G.I. Joe world or the Action Force world, these are just military type figures that with some cool tech that I think would display very nicely with other lines like that. And again, of course, if you're building some sort of Wakandan display, especially in the comic world, we've only got Shuri and Black Panther. We haven't really gone too deep in Marvel Legends comic Black Panther. We've got a lot of movie Black Panther. We've got 2 movie waves of Black Panther figures. Rumoured are we should be getting some more this year with the movie, of course. But we haven't really gone too deep with the comic versions of these Black Panther characters, and there are a lot of different characters they could choose. And again, this is a nice army builder pick. But Wakanda itself is full of multiple army builders. Like you said, the Dora, like, we haven't had the Dora in comic form. Like, you could have an army builder 2-pack with one of these and the Dora. Do you know what I mean? Like, literally have an army building pack. It could be a Wakandan army builder pack. Like, that would be great.
Yeah, really great.
Okay, right. Let's keep going, and then we get to our advert. Next up. Okay, so
who's this one? I lied earlier. I don't know who this one is either.
So I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but I'm looking at that, and I want to say Phalanx. Okay, so Phalanx. Okay, it's a. I've just stole this from the internet, right? It's a techno-based, a techno-organic race which had been captured by the Kree Empire, along with other hive species, to weaponize them and use them against their rival empires. So yeah, these are just an alien race of like mix of techno-organic sort of vibe. So think like Ultron-esque, not quite, but Ultron-esque. And they're like a whole race, but these are like their drones. So it's like techno-organic drones, and they're definitely cosmic, from the cosmic realm. So you could pose them up in a war with the Kree and the Skrulls, of course. But yeah, this is a cosmic army builder, which is a bit of a deep cut. It's a bit of a deep cut. Your boy's got a toy says, isn't this Warlock species? Could be right. I think it could be right. Where's Warlock on my shelf? Warlock's up there on the shelf. Anyone who's thinking who's Warlock, it was a previous builder figure, of course. There he is.
2017. Spring 2017.
Yeah, and our good friend, you may know, you've seen him earlier on the stream. His name's Rich M. He's actually currently after Warlock. So if anyone out there has Warlock or has pieces of the build-a-figure Warlock and they want to help our super producer build Warlock for his display, please let us know. But yes, Alexis, your boy's got toys is spot on. The same species as Warlock are these guys. And again, Phalanx. Am I saying it wrong? Phalanx?
I'm not sure. I wasn't sure if the N is silent or not. Like, phalanx sounds better than phalanx, so I'm gonna
Could be
assume
phalanx.
you're right.
Could be phalanx.
It sounds a bit weird though.
It's comics, isn't it? Everything's weird. It's all technical drones, for God's sake. So what other people get? Yes, warlocks, mutant species as the Ruckers. Nice. So I'm glad people recognise this, or at least were familiar. There was an X-Men 90s animators episode about the Phalanx, if I remember correctly, says Jay's Toys Collection UK. Greg also says Phalanx are the next stage of the race Warlock is part of. Ultron ruled them in the Annihilation Conquest. See, I told you Ultron would get involved with these guys. It's inevitable. They're all
Very
techno. Yeah, Warlock is from the New Mutant, says Savage Saint. The same race as Warlock. Yes, there's Mini Plastic Multiverse. Cloud is breaking it down for me. Phalanx? Is that, am I saying it right now? Phalanx?
That works too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so everyone seems familiar with the race at least. But so you all know who it is. Does anyone want the drones? Does anyone want these Phalanx drones? Phalanx is the British English, Phalanx is the dirty American English, says Rich. But let me know, hit or miss. So now we've figured out what these are. Again, it's a deep cut, but we like testing you guys on these streams. Would you want them? Would you want them on the shelf? Again, you can put them with your X-Men now, it seems, if that's what people are saying. With Ultron could be leading an army of these rather than Ultron drones. Let me know in the chat. So far, we haven't really got a lot of hit or misses. People are still trying to figure out who these guys are. Your boy's got toys. Even though we knew exactly who these were, he says, miss on these. I'm not trying to get assimilated. I think you'll be fine. I think they'd be safe, you know. I'm sure Hasbro would actually make them from plastic rather than any techno-organic organism. I think you'll be all right. Okay, so Cloud says spot on done. Thank you. But thank you for breaking it down for me. Cloud says an absolutely hit for them. I would absolutely get them. Says Leon Collection 60. That's a new name, Leon. Hello. Mini Plastic Multiverse says nope. I'm assuming that's how he said it as well. He just sat down and went nope. Jay's Collection UK says hits for these, great for the X-Men. Mike Hex says I want a Phalanx with swappable parts, male and female, maybe with parts that can go on the other heroes. I'm sure, Mike, you would customize and chop them up and make your own anyway. So don't worry about it. You'll be good. Austin Wise says, would anyone want those? Well, that's what we're asking the question. Austin, we're asking the question. Greg says, hit for the two, probably. Savage Sense says, cool idea, but I don't need these, miss. Damien says, okay, thanks, Rich. Cool, though. I think because Rich was breaking it down. King Black Bolt. He says a Cameron Hodge Phalanx for sure. Kevin says, I'll probably hunt the 2-pack heads loose. Phalanx are also featured in Powers of X. Logan Dan's Toy says, yes, Phalanx was the 90s X-Men cartoon hit. Definitely going to have to revisit those. I am going to rewatch that whole series before next year, by the way. It's going to happen, and I will find the episode at that point. But again, new characters on the shelf. I'd definitely buy a couple of these, maybe to put on the shelf. Maybe with Warlock.
Yeah,
maybe.
These would be cool. These would be cool.
Cat Lives says these are a miss for me.
Sure.
It's a shame because Cat Lives would probably take some great photos of these. So I'm telling you that.
Yeah, amen.
But again,
shout out to Cat Lives.
But again, if anyone has any Warlock Build-A-Figure pieces or has a Warlock Build-A-Figure that they're willing to sell at a reasonable rate, which we're all mates around here, mates rates, all right, then hit up Rich or hit up me and I'll make it happen. Rich M. He's got some buyer's regret that he didn't get Warlock for his New Mutants, so he's after a Warlock. So if anyone has Warlock on the shelf, you're looking at it and you're pretty bored, you're thinking, nah, I'm bored of Warlock now, I don't need him. I'll tell you who would appreciate him. Rich M, alright? Get back to me, let me know. Amanda's saying Teddy Bomb. No, leave us alone. We're about to get into our special advert, our special... What
did she say about Teddy?
She said Teddy Bomb in the chat, which means she's going to open the door and just let Teddy come in.
No.
Right, let me go to... Oh, shit. I think I can get the music to play as well, so I hope it's copyright music. Instagram. Right, okay, so we're going to a special interlude, if you will.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I can go full screen. I'll double check when I press some buttons. But yeah, tell us what's going on, Brandon. Tell us what you've been doing or what it's about.
Yes, so this is my collection video, basically. It's been... I knew that I wanted to take a picture of the Who crew, and I knew that if I was going to take a picture of the Who crew, then I should also take a picture of the Hero crew, which is my favorite Fall Legends from last year. And usually the way I plan my Instagram posts, I kind of have like a theme usually. So I thought the best thing to go in the middle of those two crew posts would be a collection video. So this is everything. Basically, it's Marvel Legends, Black Series, Lightning Collection, my imports, Pokemon. It is everything. I think my internet is playing up again.
No, you're still there. I'm just going quiet because I want to play it.
okay.
I want to play it full screen essentially. So
Yeah.
I'm just pressing buttons to see what I can do.
But yeah. So filmed it on Tuesday, edited it today, and there it is. So it's it's. I've been meaning to do it for a while. I know Dan is doing it soon as well.
I wanted to do it this weekend, but that's a fail now, unfortunately. But soon I hope. Soon.
So yeah.
I want to play it full screen right now. I want to do it justice, so you're gonna have to give me a second. See anything from the chat real quick while I press these buttons.
Let's see. Teddy Bomb.
Brandon collection, all right.
Greg said Dan needs a teddy hat. This is very true. This is very, very true. Let's see what everybody in the chat has to say. How do you guys display your figures? Do you display them like everywhere? Do you have like a room for your that's specifically for your action figures? Do you display them in Detolfs? Do you do like what Dan and I do? Do you put them on the IKEA Billy shelves? How do you guys display your figures? I'm curious to know. Kevin says, just joining, what other army builders have been suggested? So far, we've gone through 10 army builders. The Kree Soldier, the Brood, Moloids, Madrox, aka Multiple Men, Mindless Ones, Collective Man, Doombots, the Cuckoos in their House of X look. We also went for the Hatuzarazi, and as Tac Toys of Film just said, 20. How did Rich say it? Phalanx.
Cloud broke it down for us. A phalanx, I think.
Phalanx. There you go. Cloud says that his display is on a DVD and CD shelf, and will not be moving in, and will soon be moving into his new home office. Mike X says, I have an office with Detolf.
Detolfs.
Detolf.
Right, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I think I can do this full screen.
Okay, let's go.
I can mute.
So if you're watching, stay watching, but also go and check out Hero.collections.
Yeah, mute yourself, Brandon, in the chat, and I'll be able to play the music as well. If you can mute yourself in the Zoom call, I'll be able to play the music for the video, yeah? Cool. Right, okay, let's do this. I'm going to switch to Brandon's collection video, all right? So let me talk. Yeah, but I don't know if shelf envy is a thing, but it is now. It is now, like... They're just so clean and crisp and like so smart, and like mine are like packed in there. Like I'm like cramming them up, and some of my figures are not even standing up. They're like crammed in between other figures on their like being held up, where they're all nicely standing, posed up. The lighting's great. It's very, as I said, I want to say crisp and clean and smart. It's like, yeah, shelf envy is definitely a thing. It looks beautiful. Have you got a favourite shelf, or do you just change your mind every week?
So I was about to say, like 10 points to anyone who goes and comments on that post what your favourite shelf is. Literally, anytime anyone comes into this room, I do not let them leave. Like if a new person comes into this room, I do not let them leave until they tell me what their favourite shelf is. So anyone that comments their favourite shelf, I will love you forever.
We talk a lot about Legends, but that sort of gives you an insight into some of the other franchises and lines that you love as well. Like that Pokemon shelf is so nice. Like it's got some hard to find figures on there as well. Like there you go. You got Yu-Gi-Oh, like Gokus and other Gokus, and loads of imports as well. Like they look great. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, it's.
Kahubri J says, if I wasn't an emotional robot, I'd be in tears. You should treat yourself to his shelf with some of those D. Blake make signs, said Kevin. Mini Plastic Multiverse says, looks amazing, absolutely amazing, Brandon. Hero of Collection says, pow, just got off work so I can catch the rest of the stream. How everything's going. A lot's going on. Look at Brandon's collection, people. The ending, Guhubu J enjoyed as well. Loki is joining us. Shout out to Loki. Usually joins us on the replay. Lives the other side of the planet, but he is here now live. Hello, Loki. But yeah, can we get some hits in the chat for Brandon, people? And again, let Brandon go and check out Brandon's Instagram where you can see this for yourself. Let me actually
Yes.
Let me go to my main image page, and there you go. Hero.collections on Instagram. It is that simple. Go over there, follow it now. Let me throw it up on the screen because I always forget to do this, but now through the magic of technology we can. Here you go.
Jeremy Man 42 says all the legends and Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z and Star Wars and imports and
yeah. There you go, Brandon. Hero.collections. Go and show some love. The video is right there. Go and leave a nice little comment. And go and tell Brandon what your favourite shelf was. I'm sure he'd appreciate that.
Please do.
Again,
really appreciate it.
The internet is all about engagement and how much things are clicked on and engaged with. So go and engage with this video, people. Go and give it a like. Go and give it a comment. Go and show Brandon some love. He's been here 84 weeks now, and this is the first time you've got a glimpse behind the camera. We see him teasing this every week with those 4 little corners of the shelves. But now you got a really good look with a nice little soundtrack as well. So it's quite a unique way to show off the display as well. There's no like holding the camera shakily around, wobbling. It's just very smart and nice. Like mine's going to be terrible. My collection video is just going to be me. Like this is me
not true.
going. Here's Captain America. Here's Deadpool. Like mine's just gonna be like wobbly, going. Stop moving, Dad. Yours
would be great.
Yours is all like zooming in and out and. That was my impression. But anyway, bravo. I'm jealous. It looks great. It looks
great.
Thank you,
bro. Inspired by you too, man. Like a year ago, I didn't even have risers. You know,
it's true.
Like it's completely.
I endorse
the whole
risers.
thing is completely changed. Yeah, man. It's crazy. It was really
a lot of hits in the chat. Mike, Cloud, Logan, Loki, Joe Bates, Heroes Collection, Dominique, the Irrelevant Hulk, Cat Lives. Your boys got toys. Bring toys to work. Profit. Tat, Mark Groves, Cat Lives. Cat Lives trying to change the topic, but he says, "Have you guys seen Batman?" I have. Have you, Brandon?
I have as well. Yes, we can talk Batman if you want to talk Batman.
We can talk about it. Maybe. Let's continue with these army builders though. And by the way, I'll play that again at the end of the stream. That is how we'll end today's stream. I'll play that out again. All right, if that's all right with you, Brandon.
For sure. No problem at all.
But let's get back to some army builders, right? Because obviously that is the topic of the show. We've just hit 10 o'clock and we've still got a few army builders to go, so I don't want to get teddy bombed anytime soon. Right. So the next 5 army builders are MCU, something that me and Brandon can definitely talk about, no problems at all. And the first one is an army builder that we definitely need. First Avengers is obviously everything. Thanos hired them and all of that nonsense. We've had them in Marvel Select form. I've actually probably got a couple on the shelf up there, to be honest. But we haven't had them in Marvel Legends form. This is what we need. The Shatari. Brandon, do you agree?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, bro. Like this is so necessary. Like so necessary. Like of all the MCU army builders that we could get, this is probably the most iconic. Like that first Avengers movie is just still holds up 10 years later. I would really love to see this for sure.
I've got 2 hidden right at the back of this shelf.
Yeah,
they're well out
select
of scale.
versions, right?
I've got 2 select versions. They came with like one of the New York Bridge, the bridge on they battle on, which is a pretty good Dio piece. But they're just really out of scale with your sort of 6-inch Avengers. But definitely, this is probably could be my most wanted army builder from the MCU, just because that first Avengers film is like iconic now, and this was their fodder villain.
Really is.
Like so. Yeah, I definitely would like some of these for sure on the shelf. Shatari, I am assuming, is a very highly wanted MCU army builder. And Hasbro, the team at Hasbro have got to know we want some MCU army builders. Like this, they've not done. They haven't done an MCU army builder yet via the Hasbro Pulse route in this box, have they?
No.
No,
I don't think.
We've got Red Skull. No, we've got Red Skull. Red Skull is the from the first Avenger, Hydra soldiers, yeah. But we've never got any of like the alien type things, which I'm sure we'll mention a few more in a minute. But let me just jump to the chat real quick. MCU Army Builders, let's go, says Joe Bates. Yes, let's go indeed. Bring Tools to Work says yes, hit. The Marvel Selects one is lonely. Chitari all day. I'm getting 20, says Joe Bates. Mini Plastic Mortal says Dan inspired me to get Risers on my GL Joe shelves. Yeah, I should show. I shared it on my Instagram actually. Tom's shelf for G.I. Joe at the minute. I told when Mark Tat gets some lights on his display, I'll show off Mark's as well. But Mark's, it's very dark. You wouldn't be able to see the amount of figures. The shelves go way back. Hasbro, pay attention. We want Shatari. Dan Yoon, are you listening? Yeah, Hasbro team, are you listening? We would like some Shatari. Make it happen. Put it in a 2-pack with some of these others we're going to talk about. But yes, hit for these guys. Your Boys Get Toys says no miss for me because I don't collect MCU, but I know a lot of you people want these. Yes, I agree. If you're not an MCU guy, you're not going to want these. Even though these are those type of weird-looking characters that you could probably fudge into a comic display, depending on how they're painted and stuff. But still, Shatari, they're up there. Moving on. A little bit different, moving away from the aliens, but
this would be really good.
But another great shout, the Nova Corps from the MCU. We've sort of seen them in Guardians of the Galaxy would be the first film, right? And then they've sort of been in the background of other things.
Because I think did we see them in Infinity? No, they were destroyed in Infinity War, right?
They went. There's one. They did a flashback of maybe. I think maybe again. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think they're in the background of another MCU project, but they're definitely in the Guardians of the Galaxy 100%. Know that for sure. You could give us a generic army builder helmeted head. You could give us a couple of interchangeable heads if you wanted to. Just sort of, we don't have many good guy army builder concepts for the MCU, so this is just another sneaky one in there. We're bound to get Nova in the MCU at some point, but until then, Nova Corps is the closest we've got, and would be an interesting shout. Mini Plastic Morpheus says my video is an embarrassing shambles next to Brandon's. Need to up my game. No, it's not. Your video's great.
No, not at all.
Mike says rip the Nova Corp. Yeah, because they all got blown up. That is very true. I don't know if that's what Jareth is saying as well, because he's got the fire emojis, because they probably did get blown up a little bit. The Nova Corps, those burned, got killed off screen. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They did get destroyed. Teddy's fine, Amanda. We're nearly done. Teddy, you good, mate, right? Do you want to say hello real quick? I'm trying to get you followers on Instagram, Ted. Hang on.
So funny.
Teddy. There he is. Teddy, now that you're Instagram famous with your 140 followers,
there he is.
What do you think? What's... Any final... Last time I did this, you nearly bit my face off. You good, yeah? Tyler, do you want to plug your Instagram again? Teddy Walks 1. It's on the chat, pinned to the chat post. I'll tell him. Thank you. Not a problem. That's him getting angry because you won't follow him on Instagram.
There you go.
Right. Get down, Ted. Okay, Nova Corps. Let's keep going because we're nearly there now.
Yes, let's go.
Dark Elves, from one of the most popular MCU movies out there, I think. Like the majority of people really love Thor: The Dark World. It's up there in their like top 3 MCU movies for probably everyone who likes the MCU. Dark Elves were a big deal in that film. Brandon, how many would you buy?
These guys, maybe 4 or 5.
100, right?
Yeah. No, 1,000, bro, for sure.
I say replace every figure on that shelf, the shelves behind you, just with that MCU Dark Elves, and then the next collection video we do in 48 weeks' time is just that same video again, but everything's Dark Elves.
Just Dark Elves. Or Scrolls.
Yes.
I wonder if Pulse sold out of Scrolls.
Oh, you should have put some characters as scrolls, as Easter eggs in your video.
Yeah,
and then
true.
Then ran a competition that says, could you spot the scrolls?
I was tempted to run a competition for who comments like the best comment.
Yeah, I can give something away. I'll find something to give away. Go and comment on Brandon's post. We'll plug it again at the end, and we'll give something away. Teddy says, set him down, or your baby Hulk gets it. That's very true. He does like the taste of baby Hulk. It's the only legend he ever goes for. Baby Hulk's safe. Logan's holding him tight at the minute. Follow Teddy Walk. Thank you very much, Loki. Amanda, as I said, she was disappointed with people. The 4 follows we got from last week's live stream. She's trying to make Teddy an influencer, so she gets free dog food. I think that's what she wants to do. Obviously,
That would come in handy, to be fair.
if you couldn't tell, that was British sarcasm. Obviously, people are not particular fans of the Dark World from 4, even though I don't hate the film at all. I would like a Malekith. We've not got a Malekith figure, and he is one of those big bads that we haven't got. And he sort of looks like I'm trying to think, could we get a Malekith with an interchangeable head, like to make him an army?
That's
builder?
what I was. You could do that in the same way that we got Red Skull. With the Hydras.
Maybe
That would work.
Damien says, hit, been nagging since your these live stream starts. They are a unique look. Yeah, I'm all in for anything MCU. You guys know that. So, yeah, I will take these all day long. Teddy, what you doing? This is what Amanda meant when she said Teddy Bomb. When he's in here, you got to understand why I'm on edge, right? Look at all these toys behind me. I don't want him grabbing one and running off and chewing it. That's why my Dark Phoenix 2-pack isn't in this room.
Yeah, could you imagine? What would you do if you came home and Teddy had eaten one of them?
Depends who it was. I don't know, what could I do? He's only a dog. It's not his fault. It'd be Amanda's fault for letting him in. Now he thinks I'm playing ball with him. Right, let's keep going through. We're nearly there. We were nearly there until I pressed that. Okay, the Nova Corp, Dark Elves, Ultron, Sentry. So I actually like the look of, do you know in Age of Ultron where they're all, the scene where they're in the Avengers Tower and they've just been playing pool and they've had to kick out Stan Lee because he's drunk, like, and then after that Ultron infects the drones. That's
Oh yeah,
and you've got that gangly looking Ultron that sings the strings. There's no strings on me. I like that sort of gangly Ultron.
Yeah.
Like, I'd like that for sure.
Yeah, that would be really, really good. And as well, because it would also double up as like a battle damage Ultron Sentry as well.
Yeah.
I take it back. I mean, it's tough. I would love to. We need Chitauri badly, but I do love Ultrons, as you know.
Another sort of offshoot. Another offshoot of the Ultron is. I was just going to say the what's the Iron Man? He has his little sentry, the Iron Man sentries at the start of Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
What are they called? They've got a name, ain't they? Because that's what these guys are. Well, that's what that.
Is it not sentries? I can't remember.
No, I've got that word stuck in our heads now. Where I don't think it was. I think Iron Legion. Iron Legion. That's what it is.
Legion. That's it. Yes.
Yeah. So Iron Legions or the Ultron Sentries are two great opportunities for an army builder. And again, fills out those MCU shelves for sure of those earlier. That phase two was Age of Ultron, right? Cat Lives, hit, love Age of Ultron, and these could double as a comic ones. Yeah, Age of Ultron, by the way, I want to just publicly say on record, is underrated. Like, it's a great film, and I don't understand the weird.
Underrated.
Like, I don't understand the weird. It's one of those where people think it's a cool film. It's one of those films which is like popular to dislike, and people just say they dislike it, even though they actually don't dislike it as much as they make out. Very confusing. Age of Ultron is a great film.
The other thing I just thought of as well is I would love. Oh my god, I'm giddy at the idea of recreating that. You know the scene with the thing in the middle, and then and the camera like pans, and Cat does that flip twist thing, and
at the start
of the Ultrons.
Yeah.
At the end of Age of Ultron,
in the church thing. Yes.
Church thing. Yeah. And, you know, and then like the camera comes up, and it's like you just see them all just.
That'd be a sick little diorama, wouldn't it? I think I've seen people build stuff like that with the comic. Yeah, people are saying the Iron Legion in the chat, which I was saying. But yeah, some type of Ultron MCU-based army builder. And they just think, in Age of Ultron, at the end, they're all battling a whole army of Ultron drones, Ultron sentries. That'd be great army builder fodder. We've got comic versions now for Ultron, but we need some MCU ones. I think I've just got a couple. There's Ultron with his girlfriend on the shelf having a disco with the cuckoos.
There he is.
But yeah, we need some MCU. I think I've got MCU. My MCU villain shelf is up here. And Ultron's, there he is. He needs some sentries. But yeah, there's my villain shelf. So yeah, that's high up there on my list as well with Chitauri, I think. Ultron sentries for sure. And I think we've got one more.
One more.
And this, again, another MCU one. And it is the last one of today's army building list. Thank you for everyone sticking with us. and our brief interludes and tangents and all of that. But we got there in the end. It is, of course, the Outriders. And every time I try and think of these names, I want to call them Night Riders, don't I? Every time I do a live stream, I'm like,
me too.
I need Night Riders. And then I'm like, they're not Night Riders.
Outriders.
Outriders. I think Hot Toys did a really good one to go along with a Black Panther. But we've never had them in the scale that we want.
No.
And again, these are in Black Panther, of course. Not Black Panther. They attack Wakanda in Infinity War. And then, of course, they're also part of the army, Ultron's army in Endgame. So, like, these with the Chitauri. Like, if we got... My, like, dream MCU army builder 2-pack would be the Chitauri and Outriders together. Because you're basically creating an army that you've seen in Endgame and or Infinity War. And, like...
Yeah.
So, and then probably the Ultron bots close behind. But Outriders, Chitauri, 2 freaky aliens. These guys have got like 6 arms, a gangly face. These and Chitauri I'd really love to see in Legends form, but
yeah, I could see this being a deluxe item if I'm honest as well, with the amount of sculpting and paint apps that they would have to put into this. But I mean, I would love it. I would love any of these MCU army builders. Like, I would buy a whole bunch of them, each of them, any day, easily.
Yeah, as I said, like MCU, we haven't really had any army builders apart from Hydra Soldier from the first Avenger, but we need some fodder villains for our Avengers when the Avengers actually assemble to fight, including Ultron, including Chitauri, including Outriders. And we need we've got Thanos with the Dark Order, but then we need people surrounding the Dark Order. We could have a whole shelf.
Yeah.
There's a few people out there that have built really epic dioramas of the destroyed Avengers mansion. Headquarters compound. Yeah. And I'd love these guys surrounding it or whatever. So yeah, I'd like that. So out of all our army builders today, let's recap people. All right. So quick task before we get out of here for everyone here. I want you to pick one MCU and one comic, right? And again, there are lots of other army builders that we didn't get to today, but we tried to pick different ones and ones you wouldn't necessarily think of rather than the same old ones all the time. So again, let me know your favourite comic and favourite MCU army builder from today's list. So I'll go backwards. So we've got Outriders, the Ultron Sentry, or the Iron Legion, anything like that. The Dark Elves, the Nova Corps, the Chitauri. They're your MCU choices. And then into the comics, we've got the Phalanx, the Wakandan Police Guards. Yeah, I'm not even going to attempt to say it. The Cuckoos, the Doombots, the Collective Man, Mindless Ones, Jamie Maddox, aka Multiple Man, in his detective gear, the Moloids, the Brood, or the Kree Soldiers. Everyone pick one comic, one MCU, and if you're here live right now, I'll read a couple out. And if you're in the replay crew, let me know in the comments what MCU or comic army builders do you want to see via Marvel Legends. Okay, so starting off, night at the top. Burning Beard says Knight Riders, yes, I'd buy about 7 or 8 of those for sure. Mike says Multiple Man. Shavin says Ultron Bots and the Cuckoos. Jay's Toys Collection UK says the Brood and the Dark House for me. Shout out Chris, who just subscribed as well. Welcome to the channel, Chris. Mikey Rose says I would like to see the X-Men Sentinel drones to mash up like in the X-Men arcade game. The army builders can be in different colours. We may see a Sentinel a smaller scale this year. If those lists are true, we just never know. Mini Plastic Multiverse says Multiple Man and the Ultron Sentry. Home Dude says yes to Multiple Man. Prophet, I hope you're feeling better, my friend. He says the Chitauri and the Kree. Rich M says Kree and Chitauri. Hero Collector says Kree and the Ultron drones. Loki says Maddox, aka Multiple Man. Doc Avenger says Dark Elves and the Kree. Damien says Dark Elves for the MCU and the Moloids for the comic. Joe says I'd go for Outriders for the MCU and the Wakandan Police for the comic. Greg says Multiple Man and the Outriders. Phil Jones, shout out Phil Jones, as always says MCU, Chitauri, comic, Multiple Man, closely followed by the Kree Soldiers. Pickle Go Rotten just says MCU, easy that, have them all. Mikey Rose says I picked the Chitauri. Burning Beer says Brood. Jared says the Kree. Rectangular says the Dark Elves for the MCU and the Brood and the Kree. Didn't I not say when we went through the Kree that Rectangular would like them? I knew you would, Todd. Bring Toys to Work says the Kree and Chitauri. Iron McGow says Multiple Man and the Ultron Bots. Javi Man says Ultron Bots and Kree for my scrolls. Eric Alfred Abel says Dark Elves and Kree. Hero Collections says Doombots and the Chitauri. And Mike says Gwen Stacy's clone army. And last one, Compulsive Collector says no MCU army building for me. X Factor Investigations, Multiple Man for comics. So there you go. A lot of army builders to go through today. Again, it's always fun to revisit these topics, and trust me, expect us to do that a little bit as we sort of move into our, as I said, we're on the road to 100 live streams in a row. We have not missed a week, people. Literally every single week for the last 84 weeks, we have done a live stream, whether it's on a Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday. Is that all the days? We've done one every week. And again, next week, we should have some new Marvel Legends to talk about as well, because it is the 20th this Sunday. I did say last week on Legends and Liquor that I may have a bonus live stream this weekend, as the missus wasn't around. That's a fail. She is now around, so no extra live stream. Sorry about that, everyone. But I will try and fit in a Turtles and Tea and a Joe's and Juice before the month is out as well. So real quick plugs. And then to get out of here, we will, of course, play Brandon's collection one last time.
Wait, just before we do, just a couple of quick things that was in the chat earlier.
Yeah, go for it.
I can't remember who said what, but I tried to make a note of some of the things people mentioned. New Black Series reveals this week. We got Gaming Greats Fixer from the Delta Squad, and we got the 13th Battalion Clone Trooper. Someone asked me what I think. I think Fixer looks just like his Clone Wars look, which is great. I like the Hunter body, so I'm happy with it. I'm just grateful that we're getting the Delta Squad, period. You know, I know that there was some debate, should he look like his Clone Wars look when it's a Gaming Greats figure, so he should look like how he does in the Republic Commando game, blah, 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 blah. I mean, Fixer is Fixer. I think he looks good. The 13th Battalion Trooper is on the new clone body. Very, very happy about that.
Hasbro Pulse, Hasbro PR actually sent me the actual promo images for all of these.
Yeah, look at that. And go and follow Shooting the Galaxy on Instagram. He's a Hasbro photographer, and these product images are the first images that he shot for Hasbro, and you can tell the difference, man. Like, these photos are amazing compared to the usual product photos that we get. Personally, I'll go for one of Fixer, probably 3 of the 13th Battalion Troopers. So yeah, very, very, very excited about those. The Batman, I thought the Batman was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. I think Robert Pattinson did a great job. I really like his suit. I think his suit is my favorite of all the Bat suits. Really like the sort of detective noir feel to it. Very gritty. What did you think of the Batman?
A lot of Batman, not a lot of Bruce Wayne at all. I want to say I didn't like his Bruce Wayne character, but to be fair, you didn't get to see a lot of Bruce Wayne to even see that dynamic in that world. But I like the world they're creating for sure. Robert Pattinson as Batman was pretty good as Batman, but Bruce Wayne we're sort of yet to find out, because again, you don't get a lot. But I like the world we're creating. The best way I can explain the Riddler is like the Zodiac Killer crossed with Jigsaw. I've read that somewhere, but it's spot on. Like, it's exactly what it is. It's very Jigsaw-esque.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to play a game? Like, he captures people, lets people see it. Very dark Riddler. Definitely very far away from the jokey Jim Carrey version from Batman of the past. But I like the world they're creating. I'm curious to see where it goes. It's just a shame you got to wait 3 years before you get another chapter of this thing. But he's only been Batman for 2 years.
For a while, though.
This is only year 2. Like, it literally has a scene where he's writing a journal, and he's only been Batman for 2 years. I like the scene where they revealed the Batmobile as well. They made that seem like a big deal, because the lights came on and it started revving, and it was like the Penguin was pretty cool. I like how casually you got Batman, Catwoman. They never called a Catwoman once, by the way, but you got Batman, Catwoman, Penguin, Riddler, another villain in the prison that I don't want to spoil if you haven't seen it. But like, they're sort of setting up, and obviously you've got Capone as well, the big bad well, he's basically the big bad, isn't he? But anyway, you've got a lot of characters from the lore of Batman, and none of them were like in your face. They were all very naturally fit into that world. So I'm curious to see them expand it. But I enjoyed it. I liked, for the record, I did like Ben Affleck as Batman, and I was a little bit disappointed we never got to see a solo version of that. Because I would have liked to see what that was. But I like this, and I'm in my head, it's a separate world to anything we've seen from DC. It's not associated with anything else.
So I agree.
Yeah, but and SH Figure Arts finally came through and revealed something. Thank God.
Yes,
so we don't have
thank
to
God
buy.
for that.
So we don't have to buy McFarlane version because I like you guys seen that film, come home and go, I'm a bit itchy for some sort of plastic representation from this movie I really liked. What's available? Oh, McFarlane. Skip. But then SH Figure Arts came, so hopefully in 2025 we'll have that. Who knows? But to be fair, SH Figure Arts are not too bad. Usually they've got it ready. They just don't.
Usually they're on time. Yeah. Usually. So I'm hoping by Christmas we'll get it.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, let me.
Cool.
I wanted to just bounce real quick. As I said, I was just doing the plugs, but again, no Legends and Liquor this week. That's next week, but don't be shy. Become a channel member. We will do Turtles and Tea very soon and another Joe's and Juice because... And quick shout out as well to another community member, Rebel Customs 10 on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I'm sure you're very familiar if you're a Star Wars fan or if you watch Robo's Play Days. I missed out. You know the story. I missed out on April O'Neil's raincoat because the signature edition was delayed going up and I missed it and it was very frustrating. So Rebel 10 Customs has now sorted me out and April can now go out in the rain and be assured her clothes won't get wet. So there she is, April O'Neil. And I know she was only in the movie for like one scene in this jacket, but this yellow raincoat is iconic. So I'll talk about more of this on Turtles and Tea, but I did want to shout out Rebel 10 Customs on Instagram.
Really nice.
Again.
Really, really nice.
But I'm probably, again, if you're a community member, I'm sure you know their name. But yes, for one last time then, Brandon, shall we seal them out with your collection video?
Yes, let's do it.
Cool. Okay, people. So you know the score. We will see you next week. And again, hopefully some more Marvel Legends news to talk about. If you're in the replay crew, let me know in the comments.
Yes.
And then for one
Shout
last
out
time,
to the replay crew.
And for one last time, if you want to stay and watch it again, you are more than welcome to. But it is over on Brandon's Instagram as well, as you know. So go and check out that. But for the last time to see us out, let me press my screen and get Brandon's collection video in one last time.
And as we said, guys, would much appreciate it if you go and drop a comment of which is your favourite shelf.
Yeah, please do. Right, you ready, Brandon? Let's wave them out.
Yeah, let's go.
Right, we'll see you on the next one, people. Stay for another 3 minutes and you can check out this collection again. Get inspired. That's what I love seeing collection videos. Like, I get inspired seeing other people's displays and I like mixing them up. So let's all steal Brandon's ideas, all right? Get your pen and pad out and let's do this. All right, bye-bye, everyone. Psst, and if you're still here, go and click one of these other videos. Go and check them out.
Any of them. Just pick one. Doesn't matter which one you pick. Just pick one.
And go and check out Brandon's Instagram and leave a comment on that actual collection video. Brandon, once again, beautiful collection, mate. Beautiful collection.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. And I mean, big thanks to you. It would not have happened if it wasn't for A, your encouragement, and B, you insisting that I get.
I just want people to spend as much money as me, so I don't feel too bad. I'm just trying to drag people down with me. That's all it is. I'm just dragging people down with me.
That makes